State and Northwood here in playoff football. You're in tune to Bulldog football right here on Sunny 97.3 and on ESPN Plus here today with video coverage courtesy of the Ferris State Television and Digital Media Production Program. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as Northwood will kick it away. Drew Cady, the freshman out of Lake Orion, will be the kicker here for Northwood University. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be Tariq Brett and Brady Rose as we get this game started. 11th consecutive trip to the Division II playoffs, leading the country for Ferris State. Northwood's first appearance since 2006, and we are underway here at Top Taggart Field. This one potentially is going to be not returnable as it'll hop into the end zone, and the Bulldogs will come out and they'll start here at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, definitely did not want to mess with Tariq Brett. They kind of shaded it a little bit toward Brady Rose, but they were able to get a little bit of a foot behind it. A little bit of wind working in their favor, going south to north as the Bulldog offense will come out, led by number 3, Chase Carter.
Chase Carter will get the start here today. We'll see if we see Wyatt Bauer or not. Has been battling some injuries. So it looks like Chase Carter will get the starting nod here today for Ferris State. Brady Rose and Tariq Brett in the slot positions here as Brett lines up in the backfield now. Rose around in motion as the Bulldogs will keep it in the hands of Chase Carter, and a huge hole as he picks up 10 yards. It'll be a first down here for the Bulldogs as one of the Northwood linemen lost his helmet here on the first play of the ball game.
That's pretty quick to lose your helmet, but that was McKinley Underwood, the nose tackle, lost his helmet, and Bulldogs with a good push up front. A lot of room there for Chase Carter.
Speaking of Underwood, Cam Underwood back for Ferris State out there as the starting wideout to the far side of the formation. Missed last week in the win over Davenport. Twins to both sides here for Ferris State. Now Rose will move into the offensive backfield alongside Chase Carter. Four-man front here for Northwood as the Bulldogs will give it off to Brady right up the middle, and a short gain here. Able to pick up 2.5 yards here out to the 38.5-yard line. It'll be second and about 7 or 8 coming up here for the Bulldogs.
So they'll get Underwood back in there after he had to set out that play with his helmet off. Northwood with essentially 3 down linemen and usually 1 up or 2 up. So we'll see how that works.
They'll go with the 3 down here as the Bulldogs will run the sweep to the near side to Brady Rose, trying to get to the outside and going to be thrown out of bounds here. Very close to a first down. Going to be marked just shy here at the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short coming up here for the number 1 team in the country.
So it'll be 3rd and 2 right here. Kind of a classic Bulldog sweep there. Pretty good job there by Northwood, using some speed to get over there and stop Brady before he was able to turn upfield to get the first down.
3rd and 2 from the 43. We'll see what Coach Anise and the offensive staff dial up here for Ferris State. Working from left to right or north to south as we look down from the press box here at Top Taggart Field. Chase Carter with Brady Rose lined up to his right here offensively. The Bulldogs will fake the give. Little rollout play to Carson Gulker. He's got the first down into Northwood territory and down to the Northwood 36-yard line.
Yeah, kind of fake the give up the middle with Brady Rose and then come back with a little short pass here to Carson Gulker there. You see, nice job there pulling it back from Brady Rose, and then this is what Carson Gulker does. First team All-GLIAC at H-back.
Off the right side hash, the Bulldogs have it with 3 out to the wide side of the formation. Gulker in the backfield. They'll fake the give to Carson. It'll be Chase Carter on the keeper here for the Bulldogs, and he gets it down inside the 30 to the 29. Nice pickup here on first down for the sophomore out of Orlando, Florida.
And we can see Northwood rotating some bodies in on that defensive line. That big Ferris State offensive line, they keep leaning on you and leaning on you. They're going to try to keep some fresh bodies in there.
So Ferris State on the move here on the opening drive. 2nd and 3 coming up here for the Bulldogs. Number 1 in the country in scoring offense. Number 1 in total offense as well, as Chase Carter will have Carson Gulker on his right hip here for the Bulldogs. Brady Rose in the slot to the left as the Bulldogs are going to keep it on the ground to Gulker, and he's got the first down as Carson rambles forward here down inside the 25 near the 24.
There you go, at 6'3" and about 240 pounds, able to bull his way through the middle there, and of course 2 hands on the football right there, protecting that football there. As almost tried to get that helmet in there on it.
The Bulldogs will give it off to Gulker again on the sweep to the near side. Northwood doing a better job this time. They drive him out of bounds. Not going to be a late hit here, but he'll get it down to about the 22 on a short gain of 1 or 2.
We're going to give him about a yard on that one, but you mentioned Northwood, a little better job there. I think reading that particular play, and if you're the Bulldogs, you want to keep Northwood pulling guys up to contain that running game, and that's going to open up some opportunities on the outside.
11:40 to go here in this first half. Opening drive for the Bulldogs as Carson Golker will shift to quarterback now here for Ferris State. Tariq Brett to his right as Rose comes in motion. It'll be Golker on the keeper up the middle. He's got a hole, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal here for the Bulldogs.
There's the versatile Carson Golker there. Fakes. You can see him right now. He'll fake the toss play, and when you faking a toss to somebody like Tariq Brett, you're going to get some room.
First snaps, Golker's taken a quarterback in a while. Here's Chase Carter looking over the top to the end zone. Throw the flag. Could have been pass interference, but was not flagged.
Yeah, a little bit of a tug right there. Bulldogs do not get that call as they were trying to hit Tay Boyd right there on the back shoulder throw.
Thought he was held at least on one arm, maybe with the jersey, but no call here as they were looking for the one-on-one coverage.
Oh, no question. Had the jersey right there. Had him right under the collar.
This officiating crew out of the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference working this playoff matchup here today as Chase Carter has Carson Golker to his right. Man in motion here for Ferris State is Tariq Brett. The Bulldogs will keep it in the hands of Golker. Golker spinning forward here down to the 7. It'll be 3rd and goal coming up now here for the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs certainly obviously well within field goal range, even though they're kicking into the wind here, but we'll see. 3rd and goal from the 7. Playbook pretty much wide open here for Ferris State.
So Ferris State trying to find a way to punch in this first score to take the lead here in this Division II football playoff game. Opening drive here as Golker is lined up as the tight end to the right side. Chase Carter in the shotgun set with Tariq Brett to his right. Cam Underwood will move in motion here for Ferris State as the play clock winds here for the Bulldogs down to 7. Carter looking to throw, crossing route. Here to Golker at the goal line. Touchdown Bulldogs!
Boy, great play. Just kind of dragged Carson across the field right there and came underneath. Nice pass right there, and the Bulldogs, great reception there. Had to hurdle a guy right at about the goal line to get in, but it's a touchdown for Ferris State. You can see Chase Carter making his reads right there, and then it's just one guy to beat. And Carson up over the top for a touchdown.
Golker doing the damage right there for Ferris State as the Bulldogs score on the first drive of the football game to take a 6-0 lead. Steady Eddie Jewett on for the point after off the hold of Brady Rose. Hold is down, kick is on the way, and Jewett splits the uprights. It's 7-0. The Bulldogs strike first here on the first drive of the ball game.
Yeah, great drive there by Ferris State. Pretty good mix of the pass in with the run, but certainly pretty heavy with the running game as the Bulldogs able to take care of the football and really control the line of scrimmage. So through one series offensively, the Bulldogs doing what they needed to do.
Today's game sponsored by the Big Rapids Visitors Bureau at BigRapids.org. Proud supporters of Bulldog football. Of course, check out Mecosta County and the Mecosta County Visitors Bureau for all that Big Rapids and Mecosta County have to offer. Ferris State, big drive to start this football game, 7-0 here in the first round of the Division II playoffs as Mitch Middleton, the senior out of Middleville, first-team All-GLIAC kicker, will kick it away here for head coach Tony Anise and the Bulldogs.
Ferris State, 11 plays, 75 yards. Carter to Golker from 7 yards out.
Back deep here for Northwood, it'll be Carter Minix and Jerry Hansen, I believe, here for the Timberwolves as they await the return here at the south end where the students are starting to line the south end here at Top Taggart Field. The Bulldogs to kick it away here is Middleton's kick here, short and in the air near the sideline. It's going to take a hop, and Northwood is going to have to fall on top of it back at the 18-yard line as Hansen, the freshman out of Chesterfield, let it drop and then it had to cover it up.
Well, he was a little far from the sideline to let it drop and take that risk, and fortunately he was able to get back on top of the football there, but that's a live ball, and if it doesn't go out of bounds or through the end zone for a touchback, that's a live ball. Bulldogs could have potentially have picked that one up.
For Northwood University, the quarterback will be Ethan Hamby, the brother of Ferris State freshman linebacker Brady Hamby, who came on and done a nice job as one of the key linebackers here for Ferris State. Hamby in the gun will roll out to the right side, looking upfield here against the Bulldogs to the outside and overthrown. Incomplete, good coverage in the defensive secondary here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like the Bulldogs did a pretty good job, had the tight end covered there, or the wide receiver, covered as he was going toward that far sideline there. I think Hamby was looking at him, and then ultimately I think he just threw it away.
Bulldogs starting Nolan Ziegler and Isaiah Byers at the linebacker level here today as Ferris State will line up here in that four-man front. Hamby with a man left side of him here in the offensive backfield, and Devin Brown. It'll be Hamby on the keeper to the near side. Short gain here, but it'll be 3rd and long coming up here from the 22 here with 5 minutes gone by here in this first period.
Yeah, Hamby's done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball right here. This is obviously a design run off the left side of their offensive line. Able to get a little bit of a block there on Byers to get him a couple extra yards.
So the Bulldogs here on the defensive side trying to come up with a stop and get off the field here for Ferris State. As Hamby facing 3rd and 7, drops back to throw, pressure coming, and Tim Allen sacked him for the Bulldogs. Ball might have popped loose. I think Northwood gets back on top of it, but the Bulldogs dial up the pressure, and Tim Allen rocked Hamby, and the Bulldogs will get the football back.
Yeah, basically just a speed rush around the edge there is a good job there, and just crushes Hamby right there as Hamby was trying to make his reads downfield.
Brady Rose on to receive here for Ferris State, standing at his own 45 here for the Bulldogs. Great start here on both sides of the football for the Bulldogs this afternoon. As Northwood will punt from the end zone. It'll be Briam Robbie to punt it away, I believe, here for Northwood. Gets this one off. It's a short, high kick. Rose calling for the fair catch. He's got it right at the 50, and that's where the Bulldogs will come out and start their second offensive series.
Bulldogs had a little bit of pressure right there. Didn't get there. Of course, didn't rough either, which is a good thing, but they're going to have good starting field position here. So pretty much best case scenario start offensively and defensively for the Bulldogs through these first 2 possessions.
So the Bulldog offense will come out here on their second drive with Chase Carter still at the controls here in this Ferris State offense this afternoon. For tickets, scores, merchandise, video, and more, be sure to log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Trips to the left side of the formation here with Carter in the shotgun set. Gulker to his left. They fake the give. Carter back near side to Cam Underwood. And he catches it here for a first down at the 39-yard line here in Northwood territory.
It was great to see Cam slowly start to come back last week during practice, and what a weapon he has been. A big-time player out there at receiver there, and you can see a nice little rhythm throw and catch right there to get him involved early.
8:24 to play here in the first. Gulker will shift to quarterback here for Ferris State. Chase Carter lined up at the slot to the right with Brady Rose in the offensive backfield. Chase in motion. It'll be Carson on the keeper behind the left side of that offensive line. And the Bulldogs right now doing a nice job here in the run game. He gets it down to the 34 on a 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, Bulldogs are really controlling the line of scrimmage right now, getting a good surge up front. And then you fake the sweep there to Chase Carter. You got to account for him. And then Carson busts you right up the middle.
Nasty boys with Dane Arnett, Ben Prisdula, Jarvis Wyndham, Bob and Tim Anderson here from left to right. I think Andrew DeVries actually on at center. I saw Wyndham a little banged up on that touchdown for Ferris State. See if he can return or not. Rose in the slot to the left. The Bulldogs will run the sweep. It's Chase Carter trying to get to the edge, and he's going to have it up for the first down. Out of bounds right at the sticks. Down to the 28-yard line as the Bulldogs will move the chains again.
Bulldogs getting everything they want right now offensively, and again, it's starting with good blocking there. You can see the sweep coming right there. Good block there by Brady Rose. Helps get that first down for Chase Carter.
So the Bulldogs have it first down and 10 here at the 28-yard line. Off the left side hash, Carter back at quarterback here in a 4-receiver set. Rose will move into the backfield to his right. Here is the Bulldogs look at the Northwood front. It'll be Brady up the middle here, and the Bulldogs getting another 5 yards here on the give to Brady Rose to the 23-yard line. Not the biggest player by any means on the field, but a guy that's as tough as they come.
Well, what's disturbing right now for Northwood, Rob, is Bulldogs getting about 4 or 5 yards a carry right there, and you get that kind of yardage on first down. That is really tough for a defense.
So the Bulldogs have it second and call it. 5 yards to go here for Ferris State. The football here at the Northwood 23. Carter takes the snap, gives it off. No, he fakes the give. He goes to Tariq Brett. Brett cuts back. Touchdown Bulldogs!
And that's what happens when you come up and try to pay too much attention to the run, and then all of a sudden, you forgot about number 10, Tariq Brett, one of the most dangerous players, if not the most dangerous offensive player on the field. You hit him right there, and he does the rest getting into the end zone.
This one far from over, but the Bulldogs off to an electric start so far here this afternoon, leading it 13-0. 6:32 to play here in this first quarter as Rose will hold here for Eddie Jewett on for the point after here for the Bulldogs. And this kick by Jewett is up and good, make it 14-0, and exactly the start the Bulldogs wanted here this afternoon.
Yeah, Bulldogs 5 plays, 50 yards. Chase Carter to Tariq Brett from 23 yards out. And the thing right now for Northwood is they have got to figure out a way to get better control of both lines of scrimmage right now, because right now they're losing on both lines of scrimmage, and they have got to figure out a way to change that right now, or it could be a long day. There's a lot of football left, but they have got to do a better job of controlling the line of scrimmage.
Ferris State here in round 1, the #1 seed in Super Region 3. Of course, the top 4 seeds hosting seeds 5 through 8. They were unseeded, of course, so they could kind of move 5 and 8 wherever they want them. They gave Northwood the short drive over from Midland to take on the Bulldogs here in their first playoff appearance since 2006. We mentioned Coach Buerer's done an outstanding job really reinvigorating the Northwood football program, coming off their best season in some time.
Yeah, he has. He has brought a lot of energy and gotten them really excited. You can just see by the turnout on the east side of the stadium, really good Northwood turnout here. And again, a lot of that is the energy that coach has really brought to that program.
Ferris State to kick it away. Here's Middleton. Will kick this one off here for Ferris State. Another short kick here. Got to be fielded by Hanson at the 18-yard line, trying to find a hole. He finds one, gets it out across the 40 before he's tripped up. So maybe some life here on the Northwood sideline as he gets it out to the 43.
Yeah, they needed that. They needed to play something to get them going right here. Bulldogs go with the short kickoff, and this time they're a little bit more decisive in how they handled it here. Good job of getting their blockers out in front and allowed for a little bit of a running lane to get it up to the 45.
So Northwood will come out here as Hamby will have Brown next to him here in the offensive backfield. To his right, 2 receivers all the way out to the right side, 2 back to the short side of the formation as well here against this 4-2 look for the Bulldogs. Hamby got to fake the give. It'll be Hamby on the keeper, and he finds a little bit of room to run here. He'll get it to the 49 here on about a 4-yard gain off the right side.
A little bit of a designed, delayed run right there as he's able to tuck it away, try to freeze the defense just a little bit there as he fakes the give and then tucks it under, tries to catch the Bulldogs maybe a little bit flat-footed.
Brown will shift to his left here offensively on second and call it about 6.5, 7 yards to go. They'll give it off to Brown on the right side. Nice little cut here and very close to a first down as he gets it into Ferris State territory for the first time down to the Bulldog 46.
He took a big hit right there to hold him about a yard short. That almost should have, we expected that to be a first down, but a huge hit at the end of that play to keep him at 3rd and 1.
So 3rd and a yard here for the Northwood offense. Trips to the right side, 1 to the left here is the Bulldog defense trying to come up with a stop here for Ferris State. Give us to Brown, he finds a hole, and Stanley Lambert might have saved a touchdown right there for the Bulldogs as he gets it down to the 39.
Certainly a big gain he saved right there, a bigger gain as Byers was kind of there, but maybe not a great angle, so good job there by Northwood to convert on 3rd and 1.
So first down here for Northwood in Ferris State territory as the Bulldogs come on with some new personnel here on the defensive side. It'll be Hamby on the keeper again and able to move it down near the 32 before he's tackled not only by Jalen Jones but also his brother Brady Hamby.
So Hamby on Hamby right there is Hamby able to make the tackle on his older brother.
Hamby, some good size, 6'2", 220 out of Macomb. The quarterback, just a redshirt sophomore here for Northwood, has done a nice job here for the Timberwolves. 4:42 to play here in this first quarter. The Timberwolves on the march, trailing 14-0 here against the Bulldogs. Hamby back to throw, has time, looking over the top, down the sideline, and hauled in. It'll be a touchdown to Hanson, able to beat the Bulldogs up the near sideline. Eric Jackson a little late getting there here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he was a little bit late turning to find the ball to try to see if he can high point it. That ball was actually very well thrown there by Hamby to get it up there. Take a look at the replay there. Again, pretty good protection. Northwood, better job on the offensive line, and EJ just a little bit late coming on there, but that's a great grab by Hanson.
Able to hold on to it as Drew Cady will come on for the point after here for the Timberwolves, trying to pull Northwood back within 7 here as he kicks at the north end to Top Taggart Field, and this kick is on the way, and this kick is up and good. 14-7, a big response here from the Northwood Timberwolves out of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference after the Bulldogs had taken a 2-score lead.
Yeah, and again, it started with the short kickoff, and then they were able to get a nice return up to the 45, and then from there, 5 plays, 55 yards, in just the eyelash under 2 minutes, Ethan Hamby to Gary Hansen for a 31-yard touchdown reception. He made a great play in the end zone right there. EJ was kind of there, but not quite able to turn to find the ball to really be able to effectively make a good play on it.
The Bulldogs and the Timberwolves, first matchup between these two former conference opponents since 2001. Malik Mitchell threw for 508 yards, a school record in that contest for Ferris State, 67-25 win a little over 4 years ago in Midland. As Northwood will get set to kick it away, kicking off from right to left. We mentioned the Hamby connection, another connection here to Big Rapids. Riley Venix, former Big Rapids Cardinal standout member of this Northwood football team, listed as one of their safeties on the 2D.
I know the Venix family and good family, good people, as this one is returnable. Nope, he decides not.
Tariq Brett's going to let it hop over his head here, and the Bulldogs will come out again. Good field position to start here at the 25, and see if the Bulldogs can put together another touchdown drive. They've moved the ball up and down the field here on the first couple possessions.
Yeah, Northwood certainly trying to avoid the Tariq Brett problem, so they kicked it into the end zone there and ended up about maybe a yard or two deep in the end zone. But Bulldog offensive line trying to see if they can keep that success formula going here, and a lot of it again is up front with the big guys up front, the nasty boys.
Andrew DeVries still on at center here for Ferris State. Did a great job last week at the start against Davenport as he comes on for Jarvis Wyndham. High snap, pulled down. The Bulldogs will give it off to Brady Rose. Sweep to the near side, and some good real estate here on the sideline, and it's going to be enough for a first down out to the 36.
Good job there. Bulldogs had a convoy right there going with them, and you can see as Brady turned, he's following right behind, looking for that lead block there from Carson Gulker, and able to get a first down.
Brady likes to have one of his buddies right there, Gulker, kind of leading the way. A big guy to kind of follow on that sweep to the outside.
An athletic big guy that's a smart, knowledgeable player.
Tariq Brett in motion here for Ferris State as Chase will give it off. It'll be Gulker here, and a short gain. Northwood doing a better job this time as he's held to about a 2-yard gain as the Timberwolves will make the stop. Cole Simpson coming up to make the tackle, the senior here for the Timberwolf defense.
One of their better first down defensive efforts there to hold the Bulldogs to 2 on that one. Had some pretty good penetration there as had a guy slip through there, the linebackers slipping through.
The Bulldogs coming on with some power as Cooper Nye will come on as the tight end here for Ferris State. Tariq Brett will check out here on second and about 8 to go here for the Bulldogs. Play clock down to 10 here as Gulker will line up here at quarterback for Ferris State with Brady Rose next to him. Man in motion is Chase Carter. It'll be Gulker on the keeper here, but a flag thrown here as he gets a better surge this time, but might have been some movement here by the Bulldogs. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I think they had an illegal motion penalty right there. It's going to push them back.
Head coach Tony Anise talking with the head linesman as the officiating crew will gather, and they're going to have a discussion here. They did throw the flag initially, but having a conversation right now as to what this is going to be.
I don't see an illegal motion. Looking at the replay, I don't see it.
Coach Anise may be trying to lobby that case here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs were very close to a first down, but it looks like this one, thought it was going to be marked off, but they're going to leave it.
Yeah, I didn't see anything there.
Well, I thought they were going to throw the flag for illegal formation, and Coach must have lobbied and won that call here on the near sideline.
Yeah, just looking at the replay, I'm like, no, I don't see anything there. I think I see what they may have seen in terms of number of guys on the line of scrimmage, but it looked like a legal play.
Good work by the officiating crew, making sure they got it right if that was the case, and picking up the flag as the Bulldogs will have 3rd and 2 coming up. Here again, the play clock inside at 10 as the Bulldogs wait the snap. It'll be Chase Carter in motion. Gulker again on the keeper here up the middle for Ferris State. Met hard, but I think he got just enough for the first down. It'll be a first down for the Bulldogs out to the 46.
Yeah, Northwood doing a better job on the interior run right there. The problem potentially long-term for Northwood is if they commit these kind of resources. Look at the resources they've committed to that short yardage run there. If you could continue to commit those kind of resources, you could open yourself up for a deep ball.
Bulldogs 11-0 on the year, another unbeaten regular season, the 6th one under head coach Tony Anise this fall. Northwood at 9-2, its best record in some time here for the Timberwolves. Chase Carter at quarterback here for the Bulldogs. Rose around in motion on the wheel. The Bulldogs are going to fake the give. It'll be Chase right up the middle. Chase Carter is going to take this one to the house. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Yeah, he faked the give on the sweep, and it wasn't a huge hole up the middle. It probably looked like it to Chase Carter, and he doesn't need a whole lot of room. And with that sprinter speed, he was off to the races there. Great run by Chase Carter.
One of the top sprinters in the GLIAC on the track. He found a hole, and no one was going to catch the sophomore out of Orlando as he takes it to pay dirt here for Ferris State to answer the Northwood score.
So much speed right there by Chase Carter. Fake that give. Defensive end. They saw the defensive end crashing in the middle, wide open.
Extra point try from Jewett is on the way off the snap from Sam Wahlberg. And it is up and good, make it 21-7. The Bulldog offense right now, as we've seen here in recent weeks, playing at a very high level.
Yeah, just a great read there by Chase Carter. Saw the defensive end crashing in, so he knew that the sweep was not going to be available. Linebackers crash in a little bit. That leaves the middle wide open, and it's a foot race with Chase Carter. Not too many people going to beat him there. Great start here for Ferris State. Bulldogs 5 plays, 75 yards in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Chase Carter on the 53-yard touchdown run.
53 yards to the end zone here for Ferris State as the three-time national champions in control here in this first period of play. And we'll see if the defense could settle down a little bit after that last scoring march by Northwood that pulled the Timberwolves back within 7, but a huge response here by the Ferris State offense.
Yeah, I mean, the Bulldog offense right now looking good again. They've been able to dominate, at least control, at worst control the line of scrimmage, if not dominate the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the Bulldogs do right here, special teams-wise, if they make any kind of an adjustment here to try to, they've been kicking a little bit to the up man. Let's see if that changes right now. They would be kicking into a slight wind.
So the Bulldogs to kick it away here is Middleton from left to right. We'll kick it here to Northwood once more as the Bulldogs looking for their 26th consecutive win going back to last year. This one returnable again. Hansen comes over and takes it away from his teammate. Working it back to the near sideline and ran out of bounds here at about the 32, 33-yard line. So pretty good field position to start this series here for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, the Bulldogs pinched in a little bit hard. He cut it back and came toward the near side and had a nice block there on the edge that opened him up for a few extra yards, but nowhere near the starting field position they had on that last drive that ended in a touchdown. As Hansen says, I'll take that one, jumped right in front of his teammate to get that return.
Javon Ruffin and Sio Saipaia come back here for this series at the interior of the defensive line here for Ferris State. Nice to see Sio back out there, has battled some injuries here the last couple ball games, and he gets into the backfield, just missed on the tackle, but he's got plenty of help, and Giassi Madison able to chase down Brown. A big loss here of 5 for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, great job there by Giassi Madison coming in there, and he is really, really good in run support. Justin Payout also really good as well, but it started with big Sio Saipaia taking away the initial run lane.
Tim Allen, Brady Hamby right there, back to force it to the outside as well. Here is Northwood now facing second and call it 15. Ball back to the 28-yard line here for the Timberwolves off the left side hash. Sio will check out. Marquis Jones, all GLIAC selection will come on here for Ferris State inside. Hamby in the gun with a man behind him in Brown. And they'll keep it in the hands of Brown, and Madison takes him down one-on-one here on the outside. No gain. He had one-on-one, but Giassi Madison was not going to be denied.
Yeah, G. Madison's like one-on-one. That's he feels like that's almost to his advantage right there. He's got good balance here, and he sees this play coming. And you can see for people watching it on TV, look at that balance right there by Giassi Madison. One-on-one tackle. Excellent work.
Third and call it 15 here. Northwood now third and long here against one of the top secondaries in the country. Bulldogs with Jalen Jones and Isaiah Byers, Nolan Ziegler all at the line of scrimmage. They'll come with some slight pressure. The give up ahead here as Northwood kind of saw the blitz coming, and they'll get some good yardage before Ziegler makes the stop. Out to about the 37-yard line, but fourth down coming up.
Yeah, it's kind of the classic third and long play right there where maybe you don't want to take a risk of a turnover there and you just call a draw play, and Bulldogs make the tackle and force them to go into punt formation, but I think it'll have to be in the second quarter.
So that will do it for the opening quarter here in the NCAA Division II playoffs. The Bulldogs lead the Northwood Timberwolves 21-7. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on the Bulldogs Sports Network, Sunny 97.3, and on ESPN+.
At this time, we proudly request that any current or former members of our armed forces please stand to be recognized. And let's hear it for these men and women who have given so much to serve our country.
And welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as we start quarter number 2. 21-7 lead here for Ferris State in the first round of the D2 playoffs. Northwood to punt the football away here on 4th and long. This kick toward the sideline. Rose is going to let it hop, and it's going to take a big Bulldog hop to the Northwood sideline in good field position to start here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldogs were in punt safe. I think they were sniffing a potential fake right there after the yardage that they got on that draw play, but they end up punting it away and maybe seeing the Bulldogs were looking for something that might be trickery. They decided to go in a different direction. So good job by both special teams units to make adjustments here. And this Bulldog offense has been unstoppable so far in this game.
So the Bulldogs will get the football back here off the right side hash. We'll check all the scores going on around the country if we can. Coming up at halftime as the Bulldogs will start here off the right side. Man around in motion here is Brady Rose as Chase Carter will give it off. And Tariq Brett kind of stumbled and fell, and he's going to lose some yardage here back to the 38. Just kind of lost his footing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's just him. I don't know that he was necessarily got tangled up with a teammate or not. But Bulldogs 200 yards of total offense in the first quarter of this contest here. If you take a quick look at the replay here, it's the fake give right there, and yeah, I think he just kind of stumbled on his own.
Rose in motion again here. He'll get it on the sweep to the right side. Got some blocking to the outside, and good yardage here as he lost yardage back, plus some, out to the 48-yard line. So third and a little more manageable distance here for the Bulldogs.
Let's see where they're going to spot it here. They're going to spot it at about the 47-yard line.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up here for Ferris State. Sweep to Brady Rose, and now see what the Bulldogs can do on 3rd down. They have yet to punt the football away here so far through the opening quarter of play. Golker lined up as the H here as Carter will shift Brett to the offensive backfield. High snap, give it off. It'll be Tariq here up the middle to midfield, and he's going to be stopped. So 4th down coming up here for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they keep the offense out there.
Well, it's
Coach might have been thinking 4 downs.
Yeah, it's about 1.5 yards. It's going to be about 2 yards. So it's about 2 yards.
Looks like the offense will stay out there here for Ferris State. So 4th and 2 from midfield. Northwood could use a stop here defensively against the nation's #1 offense. Brett in motion, and the Bulldogs got Northwood, maybe.
No, it's a false start.
They're going to call it a false start, maybe against Ferris State. We'll wait and see. There was movement on both sides, but who jumped first?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a false start, unfortunately.
False start,
and it will be.
Number 12.
So it will be against Ferris State, and now maybe that changes the decision here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think you're gonna probably punt it now.
And it looks like the punting unit will come on here for Ferris State, so that will negate the Bulldog opportunity to go for it here on 4th down, and Ferris State will kick the football away here for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, Carson was just kind of leaning forward there a little bit and just could not stop himself, and unfortunately ends up with the procedure penalty.
LaShawn Mumfield, Mitch Middleton on to kick it away. It'll be Mumfield here on the rollout. He's going to boot it here off the left foot. Good kick here by LaShawn, and a fair catch called for back at the 10-yard line here for the Timberwolves as the Bulldogs will make Northwood start back deep in its own end.
Yeah, good job. He was rolling out there, and I think he was taking a look there to see if it might be there, but ended up punting it away, and pretty solid punt right there, that rugby-style punt.
Pretty solid punt for a guy that hadn't punted a whole lot of times here this season. Middleton's been the primary punter with the right foot. LaShawn able to get that opportunity here for Ferris State as we take a look at the statistics here on the year, and that was just his 4th punt of the year here for the Bulldogs. Hamby will start at its own 10-yard line here for Northwood. He'll give it off here on the left side. Nice little cutback here, and a big tackle, but close to a first down here out to the 20-yard line on the carry around the right side.
Yeah, spilled him just about a yard short of a first down, but nice run, nice inside run there. Made a good cutback at the line of scrimmage.
So Northwood has 2nd and 1 here as the Timberwolves try to move the football here against the Bulldogs. That last carry by Trent Hill, a former Bulldog. And I think he gets it again here. Short gain here, but enough for a first down out to the 21.
Yeah, just enough for the first down there as they work to convert that short yardage situation. Clearly playing for the first down there with the inside give, and not a whole lot of room, but enough to get the first down.
Northwood trying to move the football here and chip into this Ferris State lead, a 21-7 Bulldog advantage.
Hanson.
Hamby to Hanson, and intercepted by Jalen Jones. Pick 6, touchdown Bulldogs.
Rob, they telegraphed it. I saw it coming. When I saw Hanson go in motion, I saw it coming, and Jalen Jones, the veteran, the wily veteran, steps in front, and a pick 6 for Jalen Jones. Double J with a big play.
Another guy coming back off the injury list makes a huge defensive play to put the Bulldogs in front 27-7. An easy pick 6 here for Jalen Jones, the Mattawan product.
They telegraphed it. When Hanson went out there, you could just see it coming. Maybe a double pass they were setting up right there, and Jalen Jones jumped all over.
Eddie Jewett on for the point after here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs kick it to the north end, and this maybe a rare miss here for Jewett. Didn't quite get the foot on that one the way he wanted, but nonetheless a 27-7 Bulldog lead.
You see that happen with Eddie very often right there. Really curious to see what happened right there. This is the pick 6 again. Look at that, just a telegraph play right there. Bulldogs read it, probably a double pass they were trying to set up, and Jalen Jones all over it, high stepping into the end zone.
Jalen Jones missed a lot of time. We'd love to see a moment like that for a Bulldog senior that has been on the sidelines quite a bit this year. Came back against Grand Valley, was injured, hasn't played the last 3 weeks, and gets a chance back in the lineup here today.
Well, I tell you what, that had to look like a beach ball just floating in the air right there as he was able to grab it, and there was really nobody ahead of him, with the way that play was designed. That was a kind of an all-or-nothing play right there in some ways, and the Bulldogs get the all in Northwood. Big turnover deep in their own territory.
Mecosta County Visitors Bureau, proud of the Bulldogs. Log on to bigrapids.org and check out all the fun local events, festivals, and things to do anytime you're in Big Rapids or Mecosta County. As Mitch Middleton will kick it away. Live coverage right here on ESPN+, of course on Sunny 97.3 and the Bulldog Sports Network here today. Playoff football in November here in Big Rapids as Middleton's kick driven deep into the end zone, and no return here. The Northwood Timberwolves will come out and start at the 25.
And if memory serves me correct, Rob, I believe that is Hamby's first interception of the season.
He had been near perfect on the year here for Northwood.
That's his first pick of the season.
A redshirt sophomore, not maybe the time you wanted to throw your first pick, and maybe not the way you wanted to throw your first pick right there, led directly to a Bulldog touchdown.
Yeah, he came into this game 22 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions.
So Northwood going to start here as Hamby will work it here off the left side hash with a man to his right. Power look to the left here on the short side with 2 receivers back to the wide side. Going to be Hamby on the keeper off the left side. Running hard, and he fumbled the football. Picked up by the Bulldogs.
Oh, no.
Did they call him down? It'll be a turnover.
No, he was definitely not down.
And Ferris State's going to get the football.
He was definitely not down. Boy, that's a tough break. 2 straight turnovers here by Hamby. As we look at it right here, this is a design run right there, trying to use the running back as a lead block. He runs up into the pack. Hard to see there. That ball stripped out there. Couldn't see the player behind that stripped it out. Might have been Byers.
I think Madison might have fell on top of it for Ferris State.
Couldn't see who stripped it out, but somebody stripped it out before he was down.
12 minutes to go here, still in the first half, a 27-7 lead, and the Bulldogs will start this drive here at the Northwood 32. Chase will motion out Gulker. Carter pump fakes once, looking downfield, over the top for Tay Boyd, and it's intercepted back inside the 5 by the Timberwolves.
You know what? We got a late flag here. You know what? Brady Rose was wide open. And I was hoping, I'm like, don't force it to Tay. and he forced it to Tay, and it ended up being picked. But Brady Rose was actually wide open on that play.
So Northwood gets it right back, pending the penalty flag.
You can't see it on this replay, but Brady Rose was wide open.
Interception. Sideline warning.
Sideline warning against Ferris State on the. So that one will not be a penalty, but was intercepted back inside the 5. Brady Rose with the tackle, but a big play defensively by Northwood to come up and make the interception to get the football right back. As I think that was for Northwood, Joe Lathers maybe, or Lorenzo Alford, one of the two that made the pick back near the goal line.
You knew the Bulldogs were probably going to try to throw a knockout punch right there, but maybe not quite the right receiver.
Northwood facing that 4-man Ferris State front here on first down is the give here short to the left side as the Timberwolves make the change at quarterback. Paulie Seeley comes on, a junior out of Elma. Here is Devin Brown will pick up maybe a yard or two here on first down.
So Northwood going with a little bit of a different look right here is just a straight give there, and Bulldogs again holding the line of scrimmage, not a lot of running lanes.
Siobhan Ruffin and Sio Saipeia inside, along with Stanley Lambert and Tim Allen here at the defensive end spots for Ferris State. Seeley drops back to throw, has time in the pocket to the outside and hauled in here on the near sideline. Alston Ware on the tackle, just shy of a first down, I believe, here for Northwood. On the catch, it was Lake Booz, one of their top receivers.
Yeah, receiver had to come back to get the ball, and that probably cost him a first down.
So it'll be 3rd and a yard here. Seeley will line up quick with Brown to his right side, trips to the right side. Bulldogs coming on the run blitz from the outside,
close.
but
that is close.
No signal yet. It is very close. So we'll see where they untangle this. The sticks are right at the 32, 33. Kind of hard to see across the field.
Can't see. Have they spotted the ball? I can't see being blocked from where the ball is spotted. It is a first down.
It will be a first down. Got just enough according to the officials here with 4.5 minutes gone by in the second quarters. The Bulldogs with Brady Hamby and Isaiah Byers here at linebacker. Seeley in the gun with a man behind him here in the backfield. They'll keep it on the ground to Brown. Brown forced back inside, spins a couple times, and ran into the big man, Sio Saipeia, second team All-GLIAC defensive tackle on the stop.
Yeah, good to see Big Sio back in there. Is he going to get a little bit of a breather here? As the Bulldogs like to rotate those tackles, and so you take Big Sio out, and among others, you bring in Caleb Davis, Defensive Lineman of the Year.
I mentioned the offensive line had all 5 guys named to the All-GLIAC team, all 4 starters on the defensive front as well for Ferris State, earning all conference recognition. Back to throw, Seeley surrounded in the pocket, somehow eludes Tim Allen on the move, and he's going to pick up some yardage here for Northwood, out across the 35 to the 37, so able to escape the pressure in the pocket and used his legs to pick up some yardage.
Yeah, Bulldogs almost had him wrapped up, just couldn't quite bring him down.
So 3rd and another yard to go here for Northwood. Seeley in the gun with a man in motion, and they'll give it off, and lost yardage here for Hill, back to the 35, and now you got 4th down coming up, and we'll see. Northwood may have to punt the football away.
They got to punt. But, I mean, they could run a fake here, but they got to at least line up into punt formation here. They tried to sneak one past the Bulldogs there, but the Bulldogs were ready for it, and they ate that one up for a loss of a few yards here. Let's see if the Bulldogs stay in punt safe, or if they maybe look to get some pressure on. I think the Bulldogs are going to stay relatively safe.
So Brady Rose back to receive, thanks to Under Armour and BSN Sports for their sponsorship of the Bulldogs, whose Northwood will kick this football away. The Bulldogs lead it 27-7. Here as the Timberwolves get clean one away, and it's a high, good kick here. Rose going to the sideline, will catch it and run out of bounds here. Back inside his own 30 at about the 29-yard line. That's where we'll see Chase Carter and the offense march back on here for the Bulldogs.
Bulldog offense been able to, again, largely control the line of scrimmage there. Then tried to throw the knockout punch there and did get picked with the throw into double coverage, but see the Bulldogs get back to their bread and butter running that football.
Bulldog volleyball hosting the GLIAC semifinals and finals this weekend. Ferris State will take on Grand Valley State 4 o'clock today at Bulldog Arena following this football playoff game. Winner moves on to the conference tournament championship tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Chase Carter in the gun with Gulker to his left here in the backfield. Tariq Brett in motion. They'll fake the give to Brett. And Chase going to be wrapped up. Nice pursuit to the football up front here for Northwood. Going to hold Chase to about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Northwood pretty much had everything covered right there. They played that one really well and able to get chased for just about a 1-yard gain here. You can see they had the sweep covered right there, although might have been able to get a block out on the outside from Gulker, but Bulldogs Chase decides to keep it and gets a yard.
So Carter in the offense will line up off that right side, trips back to the wide side here on the left side of the formation. Carter with Gulker to his right, Rose in motion. Chase rolls out near side, double reverse here to Tariq Brett, and Northwood read that one nicely as Tariq ran into a host of Timberwolves. Maybe Chase would have had an opportunity to keep that one himself.
I don't even know if they read it so well. I just think they just ran right into their pass rush. I mean, their pass rush was just right there. So, but yeah, I mean, they did. They were right there in good position as the Bulldogs, had they just ran that play and just kept running without the extra handoff, they probably would have got a big play out of it.
It'll be 3rd and 14 here for the Bulldogs at the 25-yard line. Carter and Rose conversing here as the play clock is at 8. Tariq Brett lined up to the right. Will move back into the backfield, down to 4 on the play clock. Now timeout called here as Coach Anise did not like the way this one was set up for the Bulldogs. They were kind of being rushed into it, and he'll use the timeout here for Ferris State.
I don't think they were all on the same page with what they wanted to run. But give Northwood credit. That great job they did on that last play really put the Bulldogs in this kind of a difficult position here on 3rd down, somewhat deep in their own territory and maybe not wanting to risk anything with a 20-point lead at this point with 7:12 to go here before halftime.
Bulldog hockey tonight, of course, will be in action as Ferris State will play host to Lake Superior in CCHA play at the Ava Glavin Ice Arena. Brody Kaiser, Brandon Worth will have all the coverage for you on the Bulldog Sports Network. It's Sunny 97.3. That game been pushed back to a 7:07 p.m. puck drop tonight due to the playoff events going on here on the Ferris State campus. Women's basketball in action here in about 15 minutes out in Springfield, Illinois, ranked 24th in the country, actually coming off a big win this past week over Northwood University. I talked to Coach Westendorp the other day before the Bulldogs got on the bus. Very impressed with the Northwood women's program and how they played. 2 of the top teams maybe in the region this season.
Certainly looks like it.
That game went to overtime the other night. The Bulldogs were fortunate enough to come away with a road win. Right now, 3rd and 14 here for the Bulldog offense. Gulker in motion. Chase looking to throw. Steps up and ran right into the pressure here off the left side, and the Bulldogs will have to kick the football away.
Yeah, I think he was kind of thinking pass and kind of thinking run. He was kind of caught in between the two, and Northwood, their best defensive effort by far this game so far.
Jeremiah Pennick, the graduate senior defensive end, able to make the stop here as Carter tried to get out of the pocket here for Ferris State. So the Bulldogs kicking away here from their own end, still in front 27-7 here with 6:40 to play in this first half. So I believe for Northwood back deep, looks like it's going to be Minix here, and a good kick as he's going to field it, has some room to run. He's got some real estate and finally tripped up by the Bulldogs right at the Ferris State 40-yard line. An injured Bulldog maybe on the play as well who made the tackle.
Yeah, can't see that.
I think that
might
is
be
Mumfield.
LaShawn.
It is LaShawn Mumfield down for Ferris State as the training staff will have to come out and take a look at him.
This is a massive collision right here.
Able to get to a knee or so maybe he'll be all right. We'll have to wait and see as that was a great kick, but a good return here by Minix, the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, the tough thing about this one here is we see the slow motion replay right there, right on the shoulder. Might have got a knee, maybe in the head right there. So hopefully, or in the neck area. So hopefully he's going to be okay. The problem with that punt was that it was kind of line drive low and quick, and your coverage team not quite able to get down there. And so it really set the stage for a great return from Northwood here. Is certainly our thoughts are with LaShawn Mumfield as he's up and walking off under his own power.
Looks like he's going to be all right here. Made a hard tackle, and he took maybe the brunt of the injury right there on the tackle.
Yeah, he actually ended up catching probably a knee right in the shoulder neck area. I think he's trying to loosen up that right arm a little bit.
So the Bulldog defense going to come out here with Northwood trying to take advantage of the short field. They'll start this drive here at the Ferris State 39-yard line, and they could use a big score here to cut this deficit down a little bit here for the Bulldogs.
Great opportunity here for Northwood with the punt that played right into their hands, and then they had a good return, and so now they're on the doorstep here early.
Sun back out here, temperatures in the 40s here today at Top Taggart Field. as the Timberwolves will work it off the left side hash. Seeley still on at quarterback, looking deep downfield and broken up by the Bulldogs.
Boy, great coverage right there, right on Hanson's back right there. Hanson looking, trying to see if there's a flag thrown, just checking there, but Bulldogs do a great job in coverage.
It was Eric Jackson able to knock it away. He was beat on the touchdown, but made a great play right there to prevent maybe a touchdown here for the Bulldogs.
Well, that's a good play. Almost came up, actually really close to coming away with a pick.
2nd and 10 here for the Timberwolves as the Timberwolves going to keep it on the ground. It'll be Hill up the middle here off the left side and able to get it down to the 35 here on about a 4-yard gain.
Keep the Bulldogs honest there with that inside run. Setting up here what probably could be a passing down right here.
So 3rd down and call it about 6 yards to go here with 6 minutes left in quarter number 2. Seeley in the gun. Will give it off again here to Hill, and he squirts through the hole, but short of the 1st down here to the 31-yard line. It'll be 4th down coming up, and they'll probably leave the offense out there.
As well they should. So with them running that play with the deep running back, told you they were going to go for it on 4th.
Seeley, the junior, has trips to the right. He's got Hill to his right. Here is the Bulldog defense looking for a big stop here on 4th and 2. Empty backfield, pressure coming, and a sack by Marquis Jones here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, see, when you empty the backfield like that, and the Bulldogs, there's just no help right there. And Marquis Jones, big Marquis Jones, you can see they empty the backfield right there, and just, oh boy, unblocked right through the middle.
Had no chance against the big man as Jones brings him down at the 40. And back out will come Ferris State offensively with 5:28 to play here in half number 1.
Well, that's it. I tell you, not much you can do right there when a big guy like that comes through unblocked.
1st round playoff action here in Division II football. Ferris State with possession as Chase will give it off to Carson Gulker right up the middle. Gulker's got a hole into Northwood territory and still rumbling forward all the way down to the Northwood 34.
There you go, Carson Gulker. Mentioned it before, 1st team All-GLIAC as a guy bounced back from a devastating injury last year to become 1st team All-GLIAC. That's what you heard, and here's the guy that Coach Anise talks about as an NFL prospect someday.
I think I said the 34, give him 8 more yards. He got to the 26, actually 4 yards on the other side of the 30, as the Bulldogs will give it off to Brady Rose on the sweep to the outside. Good patient run here, as Brady will get it down near the 20-yard line. Going to gain about 6 yards here on the carry.
Yeah, good. You mentioned it. Good patient run here by Brady as Carson Gulker gets a good block right there. That probably bought him a couple extra yards right there.
So 2nd and call it about 4 yards to go here for the Bulldogs, approaching the red zone here at the 20. As Gulker will get it, he's into the red zone. He's got the 1st down, and it's going to take a few Timberwolves to bring him down as he gets it down to the 11-yard line.
That's a big man carrying the ball. And you mentioned it took a couple guys to eventually bring him down as Bulldogs trying to use that muscle again to try to move that ball methodically downfield.
1st and 10 here for Ferris State at the 11. The Bulldogs could pick up a 1st down inside the 5-yard line here at about the 1. Their time here with 20 still on the play clock here for Ferris State. 4 minutes left here in the 1st half of play. This is Bulldog football right here on Sunny 97.3, of course on ESPN Plus as well, and on the Bulldog Sports Network. Carter in the gun, Gulker to his left. Chase looking to throw over the top to the end zone.
Oh.
And in and out of the hands of Tariq Brett.
Oh, it was there too. Just not quite able to hang on to it there. Good job there by Northwood, getting a hand in there and helping to knock that one away. Tariq was open. It looked like Bulldogs had a player, might have been open, maybe Underwood might have been open as well. But just a great job there by Northwood. Help disrupt or dislodge that ball.
I think that was Alfred back there in coverage in the end zone. So it'll be 2nd and call it, 10 yards to go here for Ferris State. Trips to the right side. Gulker in the backfield to the left side of Carter. Rick will come back in motion. Play clock inside of 10 as the Bulldogs will reset it. Down to 5 as they'll run the option to the near side. A pitch to Gulker on the edge. Carson to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Great job there. Just kind of a little speed option, if you can call it that, to your H-back. And Carson Gulker into the end zone again. Great job there by the Bulldogs to finish off the drive.
Ferris State marches down once more and scores. After the sack from Jones, the Bulldogs driving 60 yards, and Gulker finds the end zone on the option pitch to make it a 33-7 lead with Jewett on. We'll see if he can get this one through the uprights this time here for the Bulldogs.
Steady Eddie.
Hold here as the kick is on the way. This time a much better kick, and it's up and good.
So the Bulldogs, 5 plays, 60 yards, 1 minute, 39 seconds. Carson Gulker off the option pitch from 11 yards out puts the Bulldogs back into a little bit more of a driver's seat now at 34-7.
A familiar face here on the sidelines today is the NCAA site representative, is former Ferris State Bulldog player and assistant coach, Sparky Ewan, now the head coach at Davenport University, working this game as assigned by the NCAA today. Always great to have Sparky back on campus. Had a chance to talk with him last night at the playoff meeting, and certainly had to be proud of the way his team competed against Ferris State last weekend.
Yeah, he was, and he should be. I mean, they played a really strong game, and well, I tell you what, he's done a great job. Program. Just a quick look right now. Ashland is up 17-7 over Minnesota Duluth. 9:30 to go in the second quarter.
Of course, the Bulldogs, with a win here today, would play the winner of that game right here at Top Taggart Field next Saturday, a couple days after the Thanksgiving holiday, which has kind of been a tradition here in the last decade at Ferris State. Bulldogs to kick it away here as Middleton will drive this one here up the near sideline.
Return it? Oh, here
into the end zone. It will be returnable here for the Timberwolves, and big play made downfield by Nolan Ziegler here on special teams inside the 20.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble right there. Does not pay off for the Timberwolves, as they're going to lose a few yards of field percentage from what would have been had they taken the touchback. But hey, you're trying to make a play right now, and unfortunately, you got a guy like Nolan Ziegler who can get down there, tremendous athlete, leads the way to make that tackle.
A guy that a couple weeks ago was named the Bulldog Special Teams Player of the Week. Last week named the Bulldog Defensive Player of the Week, as he got the start at linebacker again here today for Ferris State, playing some of his best football here late in the year. Out of the shotgun set, Northwood here on first down and 10. It's Seeley back to throw again to the outside and hauled in by Booz here to the near sideline, and he'll get it out to about the 24 on a 6-yard gain here on first down.
We talked about some players back from injury. Great to see Ryan Ahern back out there at linebacker as well. He's battled some injuries this year, and good to see him back out there. Bulldog linebacking core getting healthier.
So Seeley stays on at quarterback, the junior, after Hamby got the start here today.
Blitz.
Bulldogs showing blitz. They're coming with the blitz. Picked up well initially. Now he rolls out and chased down. He fumbled the football and picked up by the Bulldogs. Tim Allen on the recovery. I think Lambert knocked it loose, and the Bulldogs will have it. Knock it on the doorstep. First and goal at the 5.
Yeah, this is essentially an all-out blitz right here, and Northwood did not really plan for it, and you can see quarterback running for his life right there. Good swipe there by Stanley Lambert to jar it free. Bulldogs pick it up, and Tim Allen gets the recovery.
So the Bulldogs will have it first and goal here at the 5 with 3:13 to play here in this first half. A chance to build here on a 34-7 lead here in this first half of play.
Bulldogs have been really strong so far in this contest. Carson Gulker in at quarterback for Ferris State.
It'll be Brady Rose to his left here in the offensive backfield. Power look to the left here for Ferris State as they'll move a man in motion. It'll be Gulker up the middle here, spinning forward and reaching down to about the 3. Give him a couple yards here on the play off the left side.
Yeah, the Bulldogs don't mind. They'll try to see if they can work this one down close to that 2-minute timeout. Still a lot of work to do under 3 minutes.
Bulldogs with a couple timeouts remaining here in the first half. Northwood has all 3. Gulker in the shotgun set. Brett in motion again. It'll be Carson off the high snap. He's going to fake the give. Gulker leaning forward to the end zone and going to be marked just shy here at the 1-yard line.
Going to mark him at the 1. Bulldogs don't mind as we'll see how the play clock sets up. Now they're going to have to run another play.
So they will run one more here. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1 as Coach Adise of the offense here with Tyrone Weber in at left tackle here for Ferris State on this series. Ryan Ross has checked in on the offensive line as well here for the Bulldogs as they get some new bodies in here at the line of scrimmage.
Price in the backfield as well. Crowded backfield for Ferris State.
Brady Rose at quarterback here for Ferris State. And it'll be Brady on the sweep. Right side to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Yeah, they snuck in Jake Price. They had the H-back, Carson Gulker, shifting from quarterback to H-back. And just a nice job of blocking up front. And Brady just had to find the right hole.
Brady Rose taking the snap at quarterback for Ferris State. There's not much he could not do here for Ferris State, and able to get the sweep around the right side of that offensive line, just enough to get into the end zone.
He's playing a little bit of everything right now here as he'll go back to Holder familiar position for him.
Eddie Jewett on for the point after here for the Bulldogs. Rose gets the hold down. A high snap, but pulled down and able to get it up and good to make it 31-7.
And that's why you like having a veteran holder right there. No panic from Brady Rose on the high snap, able to get it down, and Steady Eddie able to bang it through.
Mentioned a lot of Bulldog fans maybe a little worried here with the way the last couple games have started, but this team locked in and focused here for the playoffs today.
Well, it sure looks like it right now. I mean, they are really dominating the line of scrimmage up front and really doing a good job defensively as well. I mean, Northwood did get the one touchdown there. They took advantage of a little bit of a short field, and they were able to get the touchdown pass to Hanson in the end zone, even though EJ was right there, Jackson was right there, not quite able to turn, find the ball, and deflect it. So good job there by Northwood to get that touchdown, but other than that, it's been all Bulldogs.
Ferris State leads it 41-7 here in round one of the NCAA Division II playoffs. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here this afternoon. The Bulldogs rolling right now. The defense has played some great football as well here early on in this first half.
Yeah, they really have, and just really controlling both lines of scrimmage. And we talked about that was going to be a key for both teams. And we talked about it early when the Bulldogs were up 14-0, that one thing that Northwood was going to have to do is a better job of controlling both lines of scrimmage. They have not really been able to turn that corner yet.
So Middleton to kick it away here for Ferris State from right to left is Northwood with two back deep here inside the 5, and Minix and Hanson as this a booming kick, and this one's going to go deep into the end zone, and a knee here for Northwood as they'll come out and start at the 25.
Yeah, it looked like Mitch might have been angry on that one because he was like, I'm not letting anything, not letting them get a return on this one there as he bangs that one almost to the back of the end zone to get Northwood to take the touchback.
So Ferris State, the lone representative from the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, right now showing that the GLIAC plays some pretty tough football here today, leading it 41-7 late in the first half.
They're showing it right now, that dominance that we see from this team on the offensive line.
So they're going to put 2:09 up on the game clock as we approach the 2-minute timeout remaining here in this first half of play. Live coverage, of course, right here on ESPN Plus, part of the NCAA streaming package here for postseason play. Trent Hill around in motion. It'll be a keeper from Seeley off the left side, and kind of stumbles forward here after about a 3-yard gain here to the 29.
Yeah, just a design run right there, trying to get themselves out of a little bit of danger here as we'll take a break here. Both teams will head to the sidelines.
So 2-minute timeout. We'll keep it right here. Bulldog football. Great work by our Ferris State Television and digital media production crew working this game here today. A busy weekend. They, of course, had the hockey game last night, a 2-1 win for Lake Superior over at the David Liggett Ice Arena. Back for more hockey tonight. So busy weekend. We thank the crew for all their efforts here today.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of work being done here, and they're going to be like us. They're going to be moving back and forth here. They have been moving back and forth since last night through to this evening to really bring the action to our fans, and so we're certainly appreciative of their efforts. This is a classroom for our television and digital media production students, and we see them in the truck right now. Shout out to the guys and the ladies in the truck.
Doing a great job here. 2 minutes to go in the first half, and it's all Bulldogs right now here in round one of the Division II playoffs, 41-7. Of course, a win here. We'll be right back here next Saturday. Bulldogs, the #1 seed in Super Region 3, could be potentially at home for at least 3 rounds, maybe 4, if all goes well here in the Division II playoff chase.
If they can keep duplicating halves like this, they're going to be playing football for a long time.
So Northwood will come out, the Timberwolves out at the
formation.
29-yard line here, what will be second and about 6. So
2 receivers to each side. This is not your grandfather's Northwood team.
2 all the way out to each side here, all the way to near the sideline here as Seeley will give it off to Hill. No, he make the give, and a nice little play here as they pick it up at a first down here in the Bulldog territory down to the Ferris State 48 as the catch was hauled in by Hudson Gerstacker, a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, trying to spread out that Bulldog defense, trying to pass out quickly to negate this pass rush.
So Northwood on the move here, final series perhaps of this first half in Ferris State territory. Here on first down, it'll be Seeley on the keeper off the left side. He's got a hole, and he's got another first down as the Bulldogs not able to turn in, and he'll get it down inside the Ferris State 35. They're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, good job there getting outside there. Kind of caught Bulldog's edge guy just a little bit inside as Tim Allen pushed inside just a little bit as Bulldogs are going to take a timeout here to try to regroup.
So the Bulldog defense a chance to get their air back maybe a little bit here and talk some strategy as Assistant Coach Tyler Shreve, coordinating the defensive front for Ferris State, wants to talk with his guys as the Bulldogs lead it 41-7 here in the Division II playoffs. We'll check the first half numbers coming up at halftime. We'll also take you around the Division II football landscape and try to see if we can get some other scores or at least the matchups going on in Division II football here at halftime. So busy day here in terms of the action here in Ferris State Athletics. We mentioned women's basketball just getting underway as well out in Springfield, Illinois, and women's basketball off to a great start this season here for the Bulldogs. They'll be at home on Wednesday afternoon, a 1 o'clock start against Hillsdale. The Ferris State men, their home opener against Kuiper College. 3 o'clock, we'll have the radio coverage for you on Sunny 97.3 coming up on Wednesday afternoon.
And the women have tipped off against Illinois Springfield 2-2 early.
So here at Top Taggart Field, Northwood on the move here as the Timberwolves try to cut into a 41-7 Bulldog lead here with 1:42 to go in this first half of play. Seeley in the gun with Hill behind him. They'll give it off right up the middle, and Hill a good surge here. Gets it down to the 25. Gains 5 here as we approach 90 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, Northwood trying to get a good feeling right here. They certainly do not want to come away empty-handed. They're going to go quick.
So Northwood right back to the line of scrimmage, empty backfield for Seeley. 3 receiver set, make it 4. He pump fakes once, looking one-on-one, down the sideline, and incomplete. They try to get the comeback here and work it over there on that far side against Alston Ware, who was right there on coverage.
Yeah, they were trying to, I think they were going for a little bit of a back shoulder throw right there and tried to turn around and look at it there. Maybe a little bit of a push off there on Alston Ware, but not able to come back enough to get the ball there. But good try there by Northwood to try to keep that Bulldog defense honest.
So Northwood will line up here as they shift the power to the left side, one man to the right. And Seeley looking that same way again and able to hook up over the middle. Touchdown Northwood as he found his tight end. I think that was Gerstacker again on the inside route, and they cut into this Bulldog advantage.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs were expecting this one to go back outside. He looks outside, then comes back, looks inside there, and nice job hanging on to the football and knowing the contact is coming, but able to finish it off.
So 41-13 with the extra point coming. The one bad part for Northwood, they might have left too much time here for the Bulldogs. 1:12 to go before halftime still.
Yeah, certainly if the Bulldogs can get a good return, even if they don't, Bulldogs have been able to move that ball.
Extra point here is up. It's on the way, and it is good. Make it 41-14 as Northwood not going to go away quietly. You wouldn't expect them to in a matchup like this. Team making their first playoff appearance since 2006, and they've had a great season.
Yeah, they really have. And that was a quick drive there. 6 plays, 75 yards, 57 seconds. Seeley to Gerstacker from 25 yards out to get them they hope a little bit of good feeling to close this half, but some of that's going to rely on what happens here in special teams and what happens potentially with their defense.
Ferris State coming into this game, 25 straight wins overall, going back to that season opening loss at Pittsburgh State a year ago. Also 25 straight home wins for Ferris State at Top Taggart Field going back to 2022 when Grand Valley State was able to get the regular season win here in Big Rapids. So a couple 25 marks that could go down here today if the Bulldogs could get win number 26 in a row.
Bulldogs have been awfully tough here at home. They've been awfully tough everywhere. That's how you get to be a championship level team. So Bulldogs right now keeping an eye on this as they unlikely that Northwood would try something, but you never know. Down 41-14. They don't want to give the Bulldogs any good field position if they can avoid it.
Mentioned a good team everywhere. Coach Denise likes to remind me of that one. He says we've been a pretty good team on the road as well. Bulldogs here on the return. It'll be Tariq Brett from his own 15 and trying to spin away from the defense. Gets it to the outside and knocked down here at the 25. Fought hard for some yards there, but the Bulldogs will be 75 yards away here from the end zone.
So we'll see how aggressive the Bulldogs want to be. They've been able to control the line of scrimmage, so you can see Northwood does a pretty good job of getting down here, getting themselves in position. You can see a lot of white jerseys, a lot of blue hats, and kind of bottling up Tariq Brett. That doesn't happen very often.
So the Bulldogs with Chase Carter and Carson Gulker here in the offensive backfield. Brady Rose in the slot along with Cam Underwood to the wide side. Tay Boyd and Tariq Brett back to the near side. Rose in motion. He'll get it on the sweep with Gulker in front of him and ran out of bounds here at the 30. Gains about 4.5 yards here for Ferris State. Took just a few seconds. Still 1:02 to go here in the first half.
So the Bulldogs will come back to the line of scrimmage here, and it's like nobody's substituting right now.
Second and call it about 6 here for the Bulldogs. One timeout left here for Ferris State in half number 1 with a 41-14 lead here against the Timberwolves. Carter in the gun. Option pitch here to Tariq Brett. And Brett ran out of bounds. Got a couple more yards, but it'll be third down coming up here inside of a minute to go.
And the one thing about these 2 plays that the Bulldogs have ran out of bounds, keeping that clock from moving here, it's at 58 seconds, and the Bulldogs have run 2 plays.
So 3rd and 3, they got to pick up the first down here, or decision time here for Ferris State. They've ran a couple short plays here to the short side. I wonder if they're maybe trying to set something up here on 3rd down.
There's really no help over the top there on the wide side right there, one-on-one.
Bulldogs this time will give it off to Carson Gulker, and he's got the first down here out across the 35 to the 36. So the Bulldogs will move the chains forward here with 54 seconds remaining.
That changes a lot of things right now, getting that first down, because now you might think about attacking downfield a little bit.
So from the 37-yard line here off the left side hash, clock winding again here as Rose moves in motion. Chase looking to throw here for Ferris State. Going to hook up with Tariq Brett. Catch made here on the out pattern to the 48-yard line in Northwood territory.
This is becoming a nightmare scenario here for Northwood. As you mentioned, they left a lot of time on that clock.
41 seconds to go. The Bulldogs 48 yards away from the end zone as Carter will have the offense lined up. Gulker will motion out. Chase looks here left side. Now Chase on the move. Able to dump it off and almost intercepted. Was trying to hit Jalen Townsend, wearing the number 14 jersey here today for Ferris State. Kind of behind him, and it was nearly picked off here by Northwood.
Yeah, it could have been a dangerous play right there. As you can see Chase, as the pressure starting to come from that edge and trying to make the right play, but just threw it behind him.
Diving effort made here from Northwood as the Bulldogs 34 seconds to go. We'll have it off that right side. Jeremiah Lee will check in here as the slot receiver for Ferris State. Tarek Bauer lined up here on the outside as well. Here is one of the outside targets here for the Bulldogs. Carter in the gun with Gulker to his left. Chase steps up in the pocket now on the move. It'll be Chase on the keeper here for Ferris State. Able to pick up the first down as he gets it down to the 32 with 26 seconds to go.
Bulldogs still have a timeout here. They're going to hang on to it.
Bulldogs trying to quickly get right back to the line of scrimmage here as the chains move forward. And Carter has the offense set here as the clock winds again here for the Bulldogs. Chase drops back, looking over the top for Tarek Bauer in the end zone and broke it up.
Bulldogs, a few Bulldogs on the sidelines wanting an interference penalty, but probably a good play down there as Tarek Bauer, the young receiver there, twin brother of quarterback Wyatt Bauer, trying to make a play in the end zone. Oh, there was some early contact there, but that's what the Bulldogs were wanting.
Did not get the call. We're down to 16 seconds to go as the Bulldogs have it here at the Northwood 32. We'll see if they could get at least into field goal range here with one timeout to go here in this first half. Carter in the gun with Gulker next to him. Chase drops back again here on 2nd down and 10. Chase from the pocket. Chase on the move here for the Bulldogs, trying to get to the sideline and does. And gets out of bounds here at the 25 with 9 seconds to go.
What do you want to do now?
Short coming up here in terms of the yardage. 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Bulldogs.
Probably run one more play and still be able to have time for a field goal.
Bulldogs still have that timeout remaining as well with 9 seconds to go. Would be a longer field goal try here from this distance. Would be close to a 40-yard try toward the north end here at Top Taggart. It'll be Carson Gulker to the right side of Carter. Chase drops back, quick throw here to the outside to Brady Rose, and he gets out of bounds, has the first down to the 18 with 6 seconds to go.
So that only took about 3 seconds, so Bulldogs feel like they can run another play if they want to. Eddie Jewett stands ready.
So the Bulldogs marching a little bit closer here against Northwood to close out the first half, leading it 41-14 as Ferris State now first down and 10. 6 seconds to go with that one timeout left in their pocket. Carter with Gulker to his left. Chase, quick throw, looking over the top to the outside for Tarek Bauer. And incomplete with 1 second left. The Bulldogs leave just enough time, and out will come the field goal units.
Well, they were trying to hit Tarek on that fade going to the corner as had a guy run underneath. Tarek makes the adjustment and He got his right hand tied up there a little bit, but just not quite able to find the ball with his left hand.
So Jewett will take the field goal try here for Ferris State. This will be about a 34-yard try for the junior out of Eaton Rapids here for the Bulldogs. Wahlberg to snap as Rose will hold here for Ferris State. Final play of the first half for the Bulldogs. Hold is down, kick is on the way. It's got the distance, and this kick is up and good as Jewett converts on the free throw, or on the field goal here for the Bulldogs. It was kind of like a free throw for Steady Eddie, and it's 44-14 here at halftime.
For him, that is like a free throw here, as Northwood will get an opportunity to get off the field here, but dominating first half of football. Bulldogs with a 30-point lead at halftime.
Ferris State opens the 2025 NCAA Division II football playoffs in style, leading the Northwood Timberwolves here at halftime. 44-14. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back with more coverage after this timeout here on the Bulldog Sports Network, Sunny 97.3 and ESPN Plus.
For over 30 years, members of the Ferris State community have dreamed of bringing back the Bulldog Marching Band. This past summer, student musicians made a commitment to put the band back together and turn that dream into a reality. Over 70 student musicians are scattered on the field, just as they were scattered around the country not long ago. Now they come together to pay tribute to all who dreamed of this day. To all the dreamers, we dedicate arrows to
here at halftime. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you, where the Bulldogs at the break lead it here in the first round of the 2025 Division II playoffs, 44-14 over the Northwood Timberwolves. 325 yards for the Bulldogs in that first half of play, and 3 turnovers here for Northwood as Ferris State jumped in front early, and the Bulldogs in control here through the first 2 quarters of football.
Yeah, it's just tough. The turnovers have certainly been very, very tough on Northwood, because the Bulldogs have really made them pay. And the Bulldogs, the way they've been able to move the ball, they don't really need any help. So Northwood certainly hurt themselves with those turnovers. But again, 325 yards of total offense. Bulldogs on pace for a monster game offensively. It's already a monster game. Most people would take that for a full game, but that's where Ferris State is right now.
Ferris State in that first half, led by Carson Golker. 14 carries for 102 yards and a score for Golker for Ferris State. He also had 2 catches for 28 yards and a touchdown. Chase Carter, 8 carries for 92 yards and a score, with 6 of 12 passing for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tariq Brett had 4 carries for the Bulldogs, also caught 2 passes for 38 yards and a score in that first half. Brady Rose, 8 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown, 1 carry for 12 yards as well for Brady Rose. So the Bulldogs able to distribute the ball around to some of those veteran playmakers here in the first half.
Yeah, pretty diversified offense in terms of targets and receptions, and the Bulldogs obviously very, very efficient with the ball for the most part in what they've been able to do, and that's led to a lot of scoring opportunities, and so that's what you like to see. The Bulldogs have a lot of weapons, and when they can utilize as many of those as possible, it just makes them even more dangerous.
The Bulldog defense, meanwhile, we mentioned the turnovers for Ferris State. The Bulldogs held Northwood 58 yards rushing on 24 carries. The Timberwolves 150 yards of total offense. Trent Hill 6 carries for 23 yards to lead them on the ground. Paulie Seeley 4 of 6 for 61 yards and a score. Gerstacker had 2 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown here for Northwood, but the defense really stepping up for Ferris State. Tim Allen 4 stops, had a sack, a tackle for loss. Eric Jackson 4 stops. Isaiah Byers had 4 tackles. Stanley Lambert forced a fumble, and of course Jalen Jones, the pick 6 here for the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, I mean the defense was really, really tough, and you know Northwood did get a couple of touchdowns, but the Bulldogs also did a good job of keeping pressure on them, and for the most part being stingy as far as Northwood being able to run the ball. The Timberwolves ran it for 58 yards, passed it for 92. So the Bulldogs really did a good job for the most part of, even though Northwood is balanced, of trying to make them as one-dimensional as possible, trying to force them to maybe throw it a little bit more than they want by being able to take away the running game.
Gotta love these numbers here. 3rd down conversions. Northwood was 3 of 7. Ferris State was 6 of 8 on the red zone opportunities. Northwood 0 for 0. Ferris State was 4 for 4. The Bulldogs able to capitalize in the red zone.
Yeah, when the Bulldogs got there, they finished, and that's what you want to do. I mean, first of all, you got to get there, and that can be tough enough sometimes. But the Bulldogs got there, and it can be even tougher once you get in the red zone. The defense tightens up. There's not as much space on the field, and it makes it difficult to maybe use as much of your playbook as you want. But the Bulldogs were not necessarily deterred by that, as they were able to convert all 4 times they got in the red zone.
Let's take a look at the scoring summary here for the first half. Ferris State opening drive, 11 plays, 75 yards. It was Chase Carter connecting with Carson Gulker on the 7-yard touchdown throw to make it 7-0. The Bulldogs came back, 5 plays, 50 yards. Carter found Tariq Brett on the 23-yard scoring throw to give the Bulldogs an early 14-0 lead. Northwood put together a 5-play, 55-yard drive. They cut the margin in half on a 31-yard touchdown throw from Ethan Hamby to Hansen with 4:27 to go in the first, but the Bulldogs answer back quickly. 5 plays, 75 yards. Carter scores on the 53-yard sprint up the middle to make it 21-7 at the end of the first period. In the second quarter, disaster strikes for Northwood. Jalen Jones picks off the pass. Pick 6 with the short field for the Bulldogs made it 27-7. Carson Gulker adds an 11-yard touchdown run after a 5-play, 60-yard drive with 3:49 to go in the first half, gave the Bulldogs a 34-7 lead. Brady Rose, a 1-yard touchdown run after the Bulldogs forced the turnover, 3 plays, 5 yards. All of a sudden, it was 41-7. Northwood does put together a nice drive late in the half. 6 plays, 75 yards. Gerstacker hauls in the 25-yard scoring throw to make it 41-14. But the Bulldogs, we mentioned too much time left. Ferris State drives 58 yards in 11 plays. Took just 1 minute and 5 seconds. And Eddie Jewett with a 34-yard field goal to end the first half gives the Bulldogs a commanding 44-14 lead.
Yeah, great job by the Bulldogs to finish. They started really, really strong, but good job for them to finish strong as well. The middle wasn't too bad either, and so Bulldogs just an absolute dominant first half of football. Offense was incredible in the first half, and the defense was very good as well against a balanced Northwood team that was able to complete a few big passes that helped them to get some points on the board. But great job overall by the Bulldog team, offensively, defensively, in particular.
44-14 our score here at halftime. We'll take a 2-minute break. More halftime coverage when we return right here on the Bulldog Sports Network, Sunny 97.3 and ESPN+.
Phoenix from the Ashland marching band rises. We close our show with the Fall Out Boy hit, simply titled The Phoenix.
Stand. And welcome back, everyone, to halftime coverage of Ferris State football. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here in the NCAA Division II playoffs. A 44-14 lead here for Ferris State at the break here in round number 1. Let's go around the country, our Division II football playoff scoreboard. We have 16 first-round games going on around the nation. We'll start in Super Region 1, where Indiana, Pennsylvania leads Assumption 20-7 at halftime. In the fourth quarter with 5:58 to play, it's Kutztown leading Bentley 45-0 in that ball game. Frostburg State has a 14-0 lead over Johnson C. Smith at halftime. And California, Pennsylvania, late in the second quarter leads Virginia Union on the road by a score of 20-14. Moving on to Super Region 2, where Valdosta State, with 31 seconds to go in the first half, leads Albany State, the number 1 seed, 23-21. Kentucky State trails number 3 Newberry in Super Region 2 with 34 seconds to go in the second quarter, 31-10. At halftime, here in Super Region 3, Minnesota Duluth trails Ashland in Ohio 17-7. The Eagles lead it. Also in Ohio, Findlay trails Minnesota State. The Mavericks leading it 21-7 late in the first half of that ball game. Wingate in Super Region 2 leads Benedict 14-0 with 5:46 to go in the first quarter of that contest. Also in the first quarter with 6:05 remaining, West Florida and North Greenville still zeros on the board. Right here in Super Region 3 with 4:08 to go in the first quarter, Indianapolis leads Truman State 13-0. In the first quarter, 5 minutes left, Pittsburgh State leads Shadron State 7-3 out in Kansas. In Super Region 4, Harding with an early 10-0 lead over Northwest Missouri State late in the first quarter in Arkansas. And a couple games that'll be later starts. It'll be Texas Permian Basin in Super Region 4 at Colorado State Pueblo, and Western Colorado at the second seed Central Washington later on today.
Yeah, a couple of interesting matchups. I was so far wrong about Minnesota Duluth. I thought maybe they would be playing a little bit better against Ashland, but Ashland, give them credit, they've played well. They're up by 10 at halftime. I was right about Minnesota State and Findlay. So far, Minnesota State with a 21-7 lead over the number 2 seed in Super Region 3. And so I think Findlay coming off that tough loss to Tiffin on the last play in the regular season finale, and now all of a sudden you got to play Minnesota State, a team that is at least as good, if not better. And right now they're down by a couple of touchdowns, but still a lot of football left.
Of course, today a matchup between two former conference opponents in the GLIAC. Northwood, of course, a former GLIAC school, moving to the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. We could have another one next week. If Ashland could hold on and defeat Minnesota Duluth, it would be the Eagles making the trip here to Big Rapids to face the Bulldogs again.
Yeah, and certainly we have a little bit more recent familiarity with Ashland, having had a recent series with them in non-conference play, so there is some familiarity with them there, but that's still a tight game that it's anybody's ball game coming down the stretch there in Ashland, Ohio. So we'll certainly be keeping our eyes on not only those scores in region, but outside of region as well. There's some monster battles that you just went through right there, including Harding and Northwest. Shadron and Pittsburgh State. UIndy and Truman, we'll keep an eye on that, even though we do favor UIndy in that contest as well.
Of course, Super Region 3 matchups in the second round will take place next Saturday. Would be another 1 o'clock start right here at Top Tiger Field if the Bulldogs could get through this second half of football, leading at 44-14. Of course, time to take a look around Bulldog athletics. This is the first postseason event on campus here today in the fall season. We'll have another one coming up at 4 o'clock where the Ferris State volleyball team, the top seed in the GLIAC tournament, will take on rival Grand Valley State. 4 o'clock in the first GLIAC tournament semifinal at Bulldog Arena just across campus. That'll be followed by the Wayne State match against Parkside. The winners will meet tomorrow in the GLIAC tournament title match at 4 o'clock. The Bulldogs have won 10 of the last 11 GLIAC tournaments under head coach Tia Brenda Wilhelm, and trying to do it once more. A young team that has got better and better over the course of the year.
Yeah, what a streak that is, and you have to really like what you've seen from this team, as expectations super high with the way that the team performed last year. Very senior heavy team performed last year, but give this team credit. They've been able to really fight back and really grow over the course of this season, and leading them into this big semifinal contest against Grand Valley.
Of course, Bulldog hockey tonight will be right here on the Bulldog Sports Network. It's Sunny 97.3. Brody Kaiser, Brandon Worth will have all the live action for you tonight as the Bulldogs will take on Lake Superior in the weekend series finale at the Ava Glavin Ice Arena. Puck drop 7:07 p.m. with pregame coverage at 6:30. You can catch that broadcast on Midcoast Sports. You can catch the GLIAC volleyball tournament on Flow Sports as well. So a lot of different coverage here today in terms of Ferris State athletics. Women's basketball on the road as we speak at Illinois Springfield, out in Springfield, Illinois, where the Bulldog women's basketball team is playing a road tilt, and 4:11 to go in the second quarter. They lead it 24-22. Still early in that ball game for Coach Westendorp, and the Bulldogs coming off that big road win at Northwood in overtime on Wednesday night.
Yeah, good rally by the Bulldogs. They were down double digits at one point here in this first half. So it's been a wild first half down in Springfield, Illinois. And we'll see how Coach Westendorp's team battles through the balance of this first half and then into the second half there, as you mentioned, coming off a great win and a classic over Northwood.
They'll be back at home on Wednesday as Ferris State on Wednesday afternoon will play host to Hillsdale in women's action at 1 o'clock, followed by the men's home opener against Kuiper College at 3 o'clock. We'll have all the coverage for you on the Bulldog Sports Network. It's Sunny 97.3 starting at 12:30 for a rare Wednesday afternoon doubleheader. Of course, if we can get through this game here today, we'd have playoff football right back here on the network next Saturday, followed by a men's basketball home game against Michigan Dearborn on Saturday night. No Bulldog hockey next week, though. They'll get the Thanksgiving holiday off and hopefully head into the holiday break with a big win tonight over Lake Superior.
Well, let's hope. Bulldogs certainly looking for a big performance here. Would love to get that offense fired up tonight, as the goaltending and defense pretty much have been pretty solid, and looking to see if they can get some early goals against the Lakers tonight in the second half of that two-game series.
Of course, right now, Ferris State trying to get fired back up. We wait the Bulldogs to return to the field. Here is the second half. Will begin here shortly. We'll take one final 2-minute timeout back to get the keys to the half and get you ready for the second half of football. Ferris State leads it 44-14 in the Division II playoffs right here on the Bulldog Sports Network and ESPN+. And welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here from Top Taggart Field. 44-14 our score here as we get ready for half number 2. The Bulldogs starting to make their way back onto the field. Sandy, some keys here. The Bulldogs a decided lead here at halftime going into the second half.
Well, obviously the Bulldogs want to continue to control and dominate the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a huge key for them here in the second half. That was certainly a major key to their success in the first half, and so they got to continue to do that. They got to continue to take care and value the football coming down the stretch of this game. They did a pretty good job of that in the first half. They did have the one interception where they tried to throw hit the backbreaker after getting a turnover, but other than that, they really did a good job of taking care of the football. So that has to continue, and then the Bulldogs have to continue to keep pressure up front defensively to try to keep their quarterbacks uncomfortable and to continue to contain that running game.
Of course, Ferris State here at home as the Bulldogs look for their 26th consecutive win, going back to last year, making their nation-leading 11th consecutive trip here to the NCAA Division II playoffs. They've been in the playoffs each year since 2014, and right now coming off their 3rd national championship of the last 4 years, hoping to make another big playoff run, and certainly well on their way here through one half of football, but a lot of football left here in this game.
They are indeed well on their way, and we'll see how that continues. If you're Northwood coming into this half, now you won the toss and you kicked off, so you're going to get the ball back here. And so if you're Northwood right now, you really want to get something established early. You want to see if you can make this a game, because you're going to need probably every bit of this second half if you're even going to think about making a comeback. And so they have to really get out to a good start early here against this Ferris State team, as the Bulldogs specialists getting ready to make their way out onto the field here. Still a few seconds to go here as both teams getting ready to kick off this second half. Bulldogs with a 44-14 lead, obviously in a commanding position right now, but this game's not over yet, and the Bulldogs started strong, but they also want to finish strong.
Of course, Ferris State led by Chase Carter here at quarterback, getting the start here today in place of Wyatt Bauer. Most touchdowns in the first career playoff start in the Tony Annese era. Right now, Chase Carter with 3. Trevor Birmingham owns the record, 6 against Midwestern State. Trinidad Chambliss had 5 last year at a big win over Central Oklahoma. Jared Bernhardt with 4 against Grand Valley in 2021. Jason Vanderlyn had 4 against Ohio Dominican. That was in the first playoff appearance under Coach Annese back in 2014. Thanks to our good friend Harrison Watt for some of the historical notes here on today's game. We are underway here in half number 2. This one returnable here for the Timberwolves as the Bulldogs trying to get down there on special teams and going to make the stop here at the 26. That's where Northwood will come out with the first possession here of the second half.
So we'll see if Northwood can come out and get some things established here early. And the worst thing that they can do right now is to either turn it over or go pretty quickly 3 and out and give that ball right back to this Bulldog offense.
Of course, following the game here on the radio dial, we'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show. It looks like we had an offsides call here on the opening kickoff, so a 5-yard penalty. So a little better field position here for Northwood. We will have post-game press conferences on the radio dial here for both teams following this game here today. As Northwood will start now at the 31, trailing here 44-14 to begin this second half of football here in round number 1. As the T-Wolves will start here off the right side hash, power formation here with 3 receivers in the set. And a flag thrown here early. Brown will get it on the handoff to the left side. Turns it outside. He's got the first down here, but we'll wait and see what the penalty is all about here back at the 32.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see as they're coming back and where that flag was thrown. Usually, offsides.
They're going to call it offsides.
That penalty is declined.
They're going to call it offsides here against Ferris State. I thought they called number 95. I'm not sure we have a number 95 out there.
Oh, yeah, there was offsides, yeah.
So yeah, that was offsides against Ferris State.
Tried to time the snap count there a little bit and just mistimed it.
I think they might have called it against Marquis Jones, number 99, not 95. But in any case, it's first down and 10. Hamby back on at quarterback here for Northwood to start this second half of play. 2 receivers out to the right side, back to throw. Pocket collapses, but he makes a nice throw and a good catch into Bulldog territory down to the Ferris State 39-yard line on that far side.
Yeah, Bulldogs almost had him bottled up, but he was able to escape and get that ball delivered for a catch.
So the Timberwolves have it in Bulldog territory here early on in half number 2. had just enough time in the pocket to get rid of the football and able to hook up on the outside over to that far sideline here as Northwood has it at the Bulldog 40-yard line. Brown lined up here behind Hamby in the shotgun set for Northwood. It'll be a give to Brown. Brown kind of bottled up at the line of scrimmage, had nowhere to go, and snowed under by the Bulldogs here after about a 1-yard gain.
Northwood player lost the helmet, and smart to get out of there. You don't want to risk, obviously, an injury or picking up a penalty.
So Hamby back at the controls here of this Northwood attack. They pulled him after the pick 6, I believe, and the fumble, but back on here to begin half number 2. 2 receivers out to the wide side, 2 to the short side as well, with Brown to his right. Here on 2nd down and 9, first drive of the second half at the Ferris State 39. Hamby will fake the give, pressure coming from the backside. Lambert in pursuit, and he just unloads the football. And I think they're going to say he might have got outside the box just enough to get rid of that football.
You could tell, he could hear those footsteps and feeling that presence of Stanley Lambert crashing in off the edge right there. You see Stanley Lambert, just a speed rush right there, and he was coming there looking to swipe away at that football, and a little help from the inside as well.
So 3rd and 9 here, had no receivers out there, but was able to escape the pocket just enough to get rid of the football. 3rd and call it 9 here, could be 4-down territory. They'll give it off to Brown to the right side, and did not get much, got a yard or 2 to the 37, so it'll be 4th down coming up. They probably will leave the offense out here, trailing by 30.
Yeah, at this point, you might as well. I mean, it's you don't have a lot of, there's no tomorrow if you don't win here.
Hill will come on as Brown with a little bit of a limp as he rushes off that Northwood sidelines. Trent Hill will come back on. He'll line up to the right side of Hamby here on 4th down. Call it 7 yards to go here for the Timberwolves. From the Ferris State 37, Hamby sacked back at the 40. The Bulldogs brought the pressure. It was Lambert that forced him in, where Caleb Davis and Nolan Ziegler were there to finish him off.
Yeah, he just had no time right there. The pocket collapsed so quickly. Then he tries to step up in the pocket. You can see the Bulldogs just really rushing, like Stanley Lambert coming at him again, and the Bulldogs just too many bodies right there.
Davis able to make the tackle for Ferris State as the Bulldog offense will begin with the football at the Ferris State 40. Just underway here in this 3rd quarter of action. Ferris State leads it 44-14. As Chase Carter will stay on at quarterback. Tight set for the Bulldogs with Tariq Brett around in motion. It'll be Carter on the keeper up the middle here for Ferris State. Picks up 4 here to the 44-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 6 here for the Bulldogs.
So Bulldogs right now trying to capitalize on that turnover, forcing the turnover on downs, trying to build on this lead right here and put this one away.
Haven't seen Jarvis Wyndham return up front at center here for Ferris State. He's still down on the sideline in uniform here as the Bulldogs have faked the give to Golker, and Carter stumbling forward here, gets it to the 49, going to be about a yard short of the 1st down here for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs just continuing to run with that football. Chase Carter is so good, really good at running in between the tackles right there, and you can see good lead block right there, the Andersons and the rest of that offensive line.
The Nasty Boys getting it done up front here. Playoff football for Ferris State, 3rd and a yard here from near midfield here for the Bulldogs. Ball between the 49 and the 50. Carter with the quick pitch to Brady Rose. He's got the 1st down and out of bounds here on the near sideline. Chase just got rid of it as they came with some pressure and able to take the shot and deliver the pitch.
Good work there by the Bulldogs. You can see Chase right there with a quick pitch right there as he sees the commitment from the Northwood defender and just gets it out really to Brady Rose and lets him do the rest.
So 1st down and 10 here for the Bulldogs to the Northwood 44. As Golker will line up to the left side of Carter. 2 receivers off to each side here for Ferris State. As Chase looks over that Northwood front, just 2 down linemen, make it 3 now here for the Timberwolves. Carter back to throw, has all kinds of time. Over the top, looking for Golker on the sideline, and he just could not hold on.
Yeah, he was trying to get him on that kind of wheel route coming out of the backfield, and had a little bit of a step there, but not quite able to make the connection.
Alfred might have got a hand on it again here to help break that one up here for Northwood.
Just comes right out there on that route.
So Carter tried to hook up with Golker. He had a step, and I think Alfred might have got a hand in there just at the last minute.
Kind of help prevent that other arm, that right arm, from getting back up to help him catch that football.
2nd and 10 here off the left side for Ferris State. Chase here is going to run the option. It'll be Carter on the keeper. Finally a late pitch here to Brady Rose, maybe to get an extra yard or two. They'll mark him out here at the 28, and it'll be a first down here for the Bulldogs.
He might not have wanted to get that hit, so he's like, you know what, I'm just going to give it up, Brady. I'll let you run that one out of bounds, and everybody stays safe there. As you can see, he fakes the give inside to Tariq Brett, and then comes with the option.
So the Bulldogs now first down and 10 here. On the move again here in their first offensive series of this second half of play. Inside of 11 to go here in the third quarter, 44-14 lead. Carter in the gun here for the Bulldogs with Rose to his left in the backfield. It'll be a sweep to Gulker, and ran out of room here to the short side. He's going to lose a couple yards.
Yeah, good job. Well played by Northwood that time. They had 3 guys right there, and really no opportunity for Carson Gulker to turn it upfield. You can see good pressure here off the edge by Northwood. Everybody accounted for, and they right there on Carson Gulker's back as he comes out of the backfield.
So Ferris State now second and call it, 12 yards to go from the 30. Carter with Gulker on the right side. He'll fake the give. Chase quick throw here on a bullet.
Oh,
and it was
out.
Fumbled away here. And now Carter's going to have to make the tackle. It does. They went to Cam Underwood. I think he caught the football, then it was knocked loose, and Northwood will get it here on the turnover.
Yeah, they were able to hold him up, and he never actually got down. And then they stripped the ball free here, as we see he fakes the give to Gulker. And yeah, that's a good call. Oh man, fortuitous bounce there after the strip.
So intercepted by Tolley, or picked off, fumbled, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how they're going to score that one,
but it's a fumble, stripped it away. But great play right there. Got a good bounce there as it stripped and I think bounced off of Cam's body and then back into his hands. And great job there by Northwood to get a turnover, much needed turnover.
So Northwood will start here at the Northwood 40-yard line here. They'll send a man in motion here to the left side, the tight end, as Hamby will drop back, looking outside for Hill, and overthrown here as he had to kind of deliver that one a little earlier than he wanted to.
Yeah, and you know, he had the matchup that he wanted, although Nolan Ziegler, very athletic linebacker, he had a step here, but he just overthrew it there. Now, in fairness, Tim Allen's coming off the edge right there in his face.
Tim Allen's been there a number of times today along with Stanley Lambert. It'll be 2nd and 10. 3 receivers out to the wide side, 1 to the right. Here for Northwood, they'll give it off to Hill up the middle, and the Bulldogs not fooled.
Oh, look out. Whoa.
Somehow he squirts out of the pack with it and gets some extra yardage. There were 3 or 4 Bulldogs there, and somehow he scored it forward, but still short of the first down.
Everybody thought they had him wrapped up here, and kind of like an old Barry Sanders play. Yeah, he's wearing number 22. Looks like you feel like you had him wrapped up there, and he just kind of squirts out and able to get away from G. Madison.
So 3rd and call it 3 here. Ball out to the 47. As Northwood is approaching midfield here early in this third. Hamby in the gun, drops back, quick throw here to the outside and incomplete.
It was there.
He was trying to find Hill and not able to hook up with the sideline, and looks like the punting unit will come out here for Northwood.
Yeah, Stanley Lambert's coming in off the edge here, and he's just got to throw it around Stanley Lambert, almost a sidearm throw, and Stanley's pressure might have forced him to not really get a clean delivery on the football.
So the Bulldogs here back to receive as Northwood will have to kick this one away. It'll be Brady Rose back inside his own 20-yard line here for Ferris State. So the T-Wolves to punt the football away here. 9:41 to play in this third quarter here in the first round of the Division II football playoffs. Good kick here, high kick. Rose will field it here at the 14 for Ferris State on the far sideline and takes a shot, driven out of bounds. Able to hold on to the football, and the Bulldogs will come out and start at the 20.
No fair catch for Brady Rose. He said, I'll take my chances there, and able to make the catch there, trust his people up front, and able to get to the sidelines there. Not a big return by any stretch of the imagination, but wanted to take the opportunity.
Of course, this playoff football, the roster shrinks, just 58 guys in uniform here for both teams, so the Bulldogs not a whole lot of luxury to make a whole lot of changes here in terms of the personnel.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, when you'd like to be able to rotate some other bodies in there, but you mentioned it. You just don't really have that opportunity with the roster limitation.
I don't think Coach Anise thinks it's quite comfortable enough yet either with 9:32 still to go in the third quarter.
I don't think he's ever quite comfortable until the game is over. Great recovery by Carson.
High snap pulled down by Gulker. He tries to pitch it and gets it away to Chase Carter.
Yeah, just go down at this point.
And Carter able to hold on to it. He's going to lose some yardage, but the Bulldogs fortunately do not turn the football over.
Yeah, it's two bobbles right there. A bobble right here off the snap. As you can see, that was a high snap. Great recovery there by Carson Gulker. And It's just kind of a broken play right here, just trying to make something out of nothing there, and he just a little toss outside, and Chase Carter, great hands.
First, the pitch ended up a little bit closer than expected with the way that play was unfolding. So the Bulldogs going to lose 3 yards here. It'll be 2nd and 13. Ball back to the 17-yard line. Carter will shift back to quarterback with Gulker to his left. Rose will come in motion here to the short side of the formation for Ferris State. Quick throw to Tariq Brett, one-on-one here to the outside. And a good play made here for Northwood on the sideline as Jaden Young, the defensive back, was able to slow him up.
Yeah, he went. He came to the fork in the road right here as he could go inside or go outside, and made the choice to go outside. Unfortunately, that's Brady was kind of blocking his man outside.
So call it 3rd and 11 here for the Bulldogs at the 19. They need to get it out to the 30 to pick up the first down as Carter with the empty backfield. Northwood showing blitz perhaps. They'll send 4 on the pressure. This ball thrown short here to Gulker, and Gulker trying to spin forward.
It's so close.
Almost got the first down.
You know what,
a little bit short.
Boy, I tell you, Tony's going to be really tempted.
It is 4th down. I think he's going to leave the offense out there.
I knew he was going to be really tempted.
The Bulldogs, I think kind of the umpire right there kind of got in Gulker's way. He might have had the first down. It'll be 4th and a yard here for the Bulldogs at the 29. Need to get it across the 30. Chase here in the power set with Rose in motion. Maybe trying to draw Northwood off sides. Play clock at 12 here for the Bulldogs. Now down inside at 10.
I think they are going to go for it.
Carter in the backfield. On the move and a flag thrown here. And this is going to be against Ferris State. So now that may, for the second time here in the ballgame, change the decision for the Bulldogs.
False start, offense, number 10. 5-yard
penalty. They called on Tariq Brett.
They called Brett moving in motion here, and now you got 4th down and about 6 yards to go, and the punting unit will come on now here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, couldn't see it from the didn't get the wide angle there. Couldn't quite see it, but Tariq must have made some movement on the outside that caused that one, because I'm pretty sure Coach was going to go for that one. He wanted to get that first down, so Bulldogs just, unfortunately, with a procedure penalty.
Minix, the redshirt freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, standing back at his own 34. Going to be LaShawn Mumfield here.
Oh, hit the hit of Northwood.
This one hit Northwood. The Bulldogs trying to recover, and they've got it. Ferris State recovers it. Peyton Hughes, the senior at the 47.
Rob, that might be one of the best bad punts in college football history right there.
First down.
LaShawn not quite enough to get it high enough. It bounced off the back of one of the Northwood players, and Peyton Hughes was there to cover it up.
Wow, that's a tough break for Northwood right there. Nothing you can do right here. As you can see, LaShawn, not a good hit on that one, but actually, if I'm him, I'm going to claim that I did that on purpose.
I think that one bounced off the back, actually. Riley Vinix, the Big Rapids native on special teams. Nothing he could do about it. Brady Rose looking to throw here for the Bulldogs. On the sweep, right side upfield, and complete to the 30-yard line as he hooks up with Tay Boyd here in Northwood territory.
Hey, let's be real. I mean, we've been waiting on that play because that play comes at least once a game. So we see that play coming, and Brady patience to be able to let Tay Boyd get his way open, and then the nice pass right on the money.
First down and 10 here for the Bulldogs at the 30. It'll be Rose again on the sweep to the near side and trying to shove Carson Gulker forward for a few extra yards.
That's his buddy right there, Carson Gulker, number 12, and he's like, hey, I'm right behind you, big fella. He's got the hand to kind of guide him to let him know where he wants him to go as Carson gets that nice block early, and Brady just follows right there. He's like, there you go, keep going, big fella.
Second and call it 6 here on a 4-yard pickup here for Brady Rose. Gulker to the right side of Carter. In motion will go Jeremiah Lee. The Bulldogs run the swing pass and a nice comeback here to Boyd. Down inside the 5. Touchdown Bulldogs, but we have some flags.
Multiple flag, illegal man downfield.
That's what I was going to say. Too many nasty boys up there moving a little closer to the goal line.
I don't know what number he's going to call because almost the entire offensive line was downfield.
Offense, number 56.
And they will call it here against Pristula. I think you could have called plenty of guys.
I think at least you could have called this on at least 3 guys here. We look at the replay on Ferris State TV, and 1, 2, it looks like Pristula might have been the deepest, so a victim of geography right there for Ben Pristula.
A little jawing going on. I think some of the nasty boys upset right there. I think some of the Northwood players kind of chirping a little bit. They just turned around and pointed to the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, that's That's what you do. You know, you don't let it get in your head. You just keep playing football right now. You're up 44-14, so that's all the talking you need to do.
Second and call at 11 here for the Bulldogs. Trips to the right side, one to the left in Cam Underwood. Here on second and long, it'll be Chase on the pitch. Quick pitch to Tariq Brett, able to haul it in. Around the corner, Tariq Brett cuts back to the outside. And a first down, flag thrown here, and we'll see what this one is all about.
That's going to be some kind of an illegal block or hold over there, but where they're going to throw it, Bulldogs might only lose a couple of yards here.
He had it all the way down inside the 20, enough and then some for the first down. But the Bulldogs are moving back toward the original line of scrimmage, so we'll see how this one shakes out.
Holding. Offense, number 4.
So it'll be called against Tay Boyd on the outside. 10-yard penalty. They're actually going to lose a couple of yards right here, but they'll get the down back.
Yeah, they're only going to lose a couple of yards off of the from where the original first down spot was. So Bulldogs are actually probably not all that upset about it right now because they can keep working time off this clock.
Sun shining again here this afternoon at Top Taggart. 6:12 to go in the third. The Bulldogs have it. Second and call it 13 to go. Here is Golker. Comes all the way to the outside. It'll be Carter stepping up, delivers the ball.
What a catch.
And hauled in here. Short gain to Jeremiah Lee. Jay Lee able to haul it in here down to the 26-yard line.
That was a tough catch right there as Bulldogs empty out the backfield with Carson Golker coming in motion. And nice check down here as Chase Carter able to find Jay Lee. Good catch there. Good adjustment to make the catch by Jay Lee.
3rd and 6 here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State with the football here, a 44-14 lead here in this third period. Golker lined up to the left side of Carter, the sophomore out of Florida. In motion comes Jeremiah Lee. It'll be Carter on the keeper, left side, and kind of thrown down here. It'll be 4th down coming up now for the Bulldogs.
Pulled him off the pile. That should be a flag. If you pull a guy off a pile, that's supposed to be a flag.
Bulldog fans, the Bulldog sideline wanted the call, and as we look down at the field, no flags thrown here.
You can't. If you pull a guy off the pile in college football, that's supposed to be a flag.
So the Bulldogs going to have 4th down coming up as the play was made here
You'll see it right here. I see what the Northwood player was upset about, but that's supposed to be a flag.
The original tackle made by Aiden Holiday, a redshirt freshman linebacker for Northwood, a young Northwood team in a lot of different positions.
So punt doesn't do you any good right here.
4th and call it 5 as the Bulldogs will leave the offense out there here trying to pick up the first down. Carter in the gun with 10 on the play clock has Golker. Carter looking over the top to the sideline for Jalen Townsend and hauled in. First down for the Bulldogs inside the 10.
Oh, you can see the Northwood coaches over there frustrated right there. Almost a perfect throw right there as Chase, very patient right there, lets this play develop. You see the underneath right there and then hits JT. And JT, that's a catch in the NFL, 2 feet down inbounds.
Townsend able to come on and make the grab here as the Bulldogs have it 1st and goal here at the 9-yard line. Carter with Golker to his left, twins to the left side here as the Bulldogs will give it off to Brady Rose on the sweep. Able to turn the corner. Rose to the end zone.
Touchdown.
No signal. Touchdown Bulldogs.
No question that was a touchdown there. Field judge taking a look at the linesman, and I don't know if they were trying to figure out who's going to make it, but the field judge throws the arms up in the air as the Bulldogs hit the 50-point mark.
4:01 to play in the third. Brady Rose on the 9-yard touchdown run. Sweep to the left side. Able to use his speed to get around the corner. Some good blocking downfield and able to get just inside the pylon for the score.
You see on that replay, smart play by Carson Golker, turned him loose to not get the holding call.
Eddie Jewett's extra point for Ferris State is up, and it is good. Make it 51-14 as the Bulldogs with the first score here of the second half.
Bulldogs can pick up where they left off here as they keep this thing rolling.
Minnesota State, as we check the Super Region 3 scoreboard, leading Findlay 31-7 in the third quarter of that contest. Ashland all over Minnesota Duluth 27-7. With 3:15 to go in the third, there was some thought that maybe the Northern Sun teams were going to be too strong for the teams out of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Holding true in one case, maybe not the other.
Yeah, you know what? Minnesota Duluth, I think people felt really, really good about. Minnesota Duluth had gotten a win over Minnesota State earlier in the season on a walk-off field goal, but boy, I tell you what, Ashland is making them pay the price right now, up by 20 points late in the third quarter.
Indianapolis, as expected, leading Truman State 30-0 in the second half of that ball game. So those are the scores from around Super Region 3 here in this playoff contest today.
Yeah, UIndy doing exactly what you would expect them to do in that game. They have really run that conference for a number of years now, the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and so no big surprise there.
51-14, Ferris State leads it here in the first round at Top Taggart Field. 4:01 to go in the third period as Mitch Middleton has it teed up again here for the Bulldogs, the number 1 seed in Super Region 3. And this one kicked here and fielded back inside the 10. Hansen on the return here for Northwood.
Look out.
Coming with some speed, but so are the Bulldogs in terms of special teams. If they can bring him down, and they will, flag thrown everywhere here back at the 12-yard line.
Everybody that's got a flag is throwing it right now, so we'll see how this sorts out. But, yeah, it's all kinds of action going right there. I think everybody that had a flag threw it.
We'll see if they're all the same call. I would have to expect they are, but you never do know. There's so many flags out there.
Yeah, now they're piling them together here, so everybody can make sure they pick up their flag without too much effort here. Let's see what the white hat says.
During the return, personal foul, blindside block.
Blindside block.
Penalties enforced half the distance.
Called here against Northwood, so disaster striking again here for the Timberwolves. Hansen decided to run right, then he thought maybe that was a bad idea. And the blindside block coming here toward the end of the play.
Yes, when it rains, it pours right there. Bulldogs all over him right here. Give Hansen credit. I mean, he's running for his life back there. And, oh, yeah, I could see it right there. It looked like Ryan Ahern got taken out.
Of course, somewhat happens sometimes when a return man shifts directions like that. As Northwood will start back inside its own 10 at the 7. They'll just give it off to Brown here, trying to get some room to breathe, and maybe a short pickup, but not much.
Yeah, not much room to breathe right there. Bulldogs bring him down right there, going to give him maybe a yard or so.
Bulldog defense has played strong here today against this Northwood offensive attack.
Well, you could just see the push that they're getting up front. Big Seal, Saipaia, Stanley Lambert's had a quietly, maybe not so quiet, he's had a monster game off the edge.
Back inside the 10-yard line still here as Northwood facing second and call it 8. A give here to Hambia around the near side, and the Bulldogs able to bring him down here. He decides I'm going to take a knee. It was Seeley actually on the sweep to the right, so he's back on at quarterback.
Yeah, you can see Lambert right there. Good adjustment by Lambert. He sees the sweep coming, and Lambert beats his man, gets off the block, and at least slows him up and finishes him off. Actually, probably gets credit for that tackle. Alston Ware was coming in.
That'll be a tackle for loss as well. Lost a couple yards here. It'll be 3rd and 10 according to our scoreboard. Seeley in the gun with a man right side here, standing back inside his own 10. Back to throw. He's in the end zone here. And this one broken up by the Bulldogs.
Payout.
Justin Payout, the GLIAC defensive back of the year, got a hand on it, and J-Pay with the deflection.
That guy is just a beast back there. He gets a hand in there. That should have been a catch, would have been a catch against most safeties back there. Pretty good pocket right there for Seeley, but look at J-Pay, gets a right hand on it there and knocks it away.
So Northwood will have to punt from the end zone here with 2:46 to go in the third. The Bulldogs will get the short field to work with here as Brady Rose will stand on the Northwood half of the field here at the 46-yard line. Timberwolves punting out of their own end zone here as it's 4th down and 10 yards to go, and the Bulldogs will play the return. High kick here, fielded by Rose. Fair catch called for here at the 41. So great field position here on the Northwood half of the field here with 2:40 to go in the third.
Yeah, Northwood's losing on the scoreboard and losing the field position battle right there. Bulldogs keep them pinned deep and, you know, aided by that blindside block penalty, and then now the Bulldogs on a short porch again.
Out will come the Ferris State offensive front. Tyrone Weber at left tackle, Pristula, DeVries, Ross, and Tim Anderson, the GLIAC offensive lineman of the year, moving to right tackle here on that far side for Ferris State. So the Bulldogs here will line up Carter at quarterback with Jake Price in the offensive backfield now for Ferris State. They'll fake the give to Price. Carter, the throw to the outside, and no one home. It was actually hauled in by Manny Peoples, a freshman here on the sideline, but he's a defensive player for the Bulldogs.
Got to stay alert on the sideline there. Showing him a little love on the sideline, making a nice catch there. Doesn't count for anything, but shows he's got good hands on the sideline.
Call it 2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Chase like, I'm just throwing this one away.
So Carter looking back to the Ferris State sideline where the call will come in here from the staff down on the Bulldogs sideline below us. 2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs with 2:37 to go in the third. All Bulldogs leading at 51-14 here in the D2 playoffs. Man in motion here, and the Bulldogs will fake the give. Carter will keep it himself. He's got a hole. He's got a touchdown. Bulldogs, Chase Carter.
Yeah, Chase Carter's so fast. He gets to that second level. You could just see 3 Northwood players. Most quarterbacks, they would have had a chance, but against Chase Carter, you just got no chance with that speed.
Carter able to bust through the middle for the Bulldogs. It takes it to the end zone here on a 41-yard touchdown run for Ferris State. He pulled it back, was going to give it off, kept it himself, and found an open hole right behind the left side of that offensive front.
Yeah, great job. He snatched that back at the very last minute, and that just kind of froze the Northwood defense, and then he just busted right up the middle with that speed that you're not going to catch.
Jewett on for the point after as Rose will hold again. Hold is down, kick is on the way, and this kick is up, and it is good. 58-14 as the Bulldogs using the short field and able to find the end zone here with 2:29 to play in the third.
And the Bulldogs rolling right now as we get coming up toward the end of the third quarter. Bulldogs with a huge commanding lead here in this contest.
Ferris State football right here on ESPN Plus, of course, on Sunny 97.3 and the Bulldogs Sports Network this afternoon. We'll have post-game press conferences here on your radio dial following the game. Those will be posted online as well later on tonight into tomorrow, I'm sure, at FerrisStateBulldogs.com with everything else going on here on the Ferris State campus.
There's going to be a lot of work here over the next few hours. Oh, by the way, we got 2 volleyball games, GLIAC tournament semifinal games, and yeah, we got a hockey game tonight as well. So keep your eyes on that FerrisStateBulldogs.com website because it's going to be busy, as well as the social media accounts for Ferris. We're going to be busy too.
Of course, with a win here today, we'll have more football coming up next Saturday as well here in the second round of the D2 playoffs. The Bulldogs well on their way here so far, leading it 58-14 here as Ferris State will kick it away once more. Middleton approaches the ball here for Ferris State, and this kick is high, spinning in the air and into the end zone. A returnable here for Minix, I think that is, trying to make his way back, met hard as Jarek Fields brings him down here at the 22-yard line.
Fields right there on top of that one right there, drives them into the ground off the kickoff as the Bulldog defense coming back out here. And boy, I tell you what, they have been really tough in this contest, especially that defensive front here. See Lamancusa getting some action right here.
So Jack Lamancusa comes on. Also on will come Zach Kelly on the inside. Devier Jones will come on.
Oh, look at that. Well, never mind. We got a whole new defense coming in. Never mind. Hold the phone.
They were making their way in, and then someone said, let's get a few more guys out there. Is this one not over just quite yet? Those guys all capable, though, for Ferris State. They just depended on the formation. Here Lambert forces Seeley from the pocket. He's on the move, and tackled down hard here at about the 26-yard line after about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily have been in bad shape bringing those guys in. Those are guys that have been proven over the course of this season here, but the Bulldogs make a late change here. Stanley Lambert coming in, and Northwood fortunate that Seeley able to dodge him in that backfield.
I think it may have had something more to do with the way Northwood came out in the formation, just keeping some of those guys that have played against that look. As Seeley will stand in the pocket. He'll give it off to Trent Hill. Nice cutback here by the former Bulldog, and he's got enough for a first down here out to the 37.
Nice little runner there. You can see kind of a delayed handoff, and he was able to find some room here. Bulldogs got a player shaking up here a little bit. Looks like Jackson.
So Eric Jackson down a little bit here for Ferris State on one knee here, back up and on his feet, and holding something, maybe a rib or a shoulder. Hopefully nothing serious.
It might be a shoulder right there, but hopefully EJ will be okay. Training staff escorting him off.
Looks like they're going to take him back toward the medical tent, walking off under his own power, though. So we'll see if they take a look at him here as Northwood will have it here after the first down run from Trent Hill at the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Northwood trying to get something positive going here with coming up on the 92nd mark left in this third quarter.
So Northwood will line up here off the right side of the formation. 1st down and 10 here. Approaching the end of the third. Seeley in the gun. Hanson will move in motion here to the wide side. A give to Hill again. And stood up hard here after about a 2-yard gain. Ran into Lambert right there and company here for Ferris State in the inside of that defensive front.
You know, we talk a lot about Lambert and his ability to rush the passer. Here's him coming in on run support right there. He does a great job against the run as well.
Kind of fell over the ball carrier right there. has some good length, some good size for Ferris State. Here is the defensive end to the near side. Jalen Jones stepping up here at the line of scrimmage for Ferris State. Northwood with a quick throw to the outside and batted down. Lambert again, I think here for Ferris State, might have got a piece of it.
Boy, it's a good thing he threw that ball to the slot inside receiver and not outside. If he throws that outside, Austin Ware is sitting right there for potential pill. That ball was tipped, yeah. That's what happened. I think he was going outside.
It was tipped here by Stanley Lambert. So Ruffin and Ryan Ahern will both come on here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State tries to get lined up here. Four-man front here for the Bulldogs as Northwood has three receivers here in the formation. Third and long here for the Timberwolves.
Lamakusa being
Seeley
held.
looking deep downfield. It's broken up by J-Pay again here for the Bulldogs on the pass down the seam.
Northwood wanted some interference. Bulldogs wanted hold. They felt like Lamakusa felt like he got held as he was right there on top of the quarterback. As you look at the pressure right here, you see Lamakusa coming in, and he's getting held right there. He's getting choked from behind. Bulldogs with some pressure right there. A little contact downfield, but I think the officials look at that as an unofficial offsetting penalties.
Crew's done a pretty solid job here today. Playoff football,
I agree.
You kind of let them play and decide it on the field.
I have no problem with that.
So it'll be fourth down coming up and 8 yards to go for Northwood. Rose back on to receive here at the 25 for Ferris State as clouds have kind of came over top Tigert Field.
Fair catch.
This one's going to be caught here for the Bulldogs at the 26-yard line, and that's where we'll see the Bulldog offense once more. Some new faces coming on up front. Jalen Washington, Cam Heiss going to check in, along with Ross DeVries and Weber here on the offensive line here for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs going to try to run out the clock here in the third quarter here with one, maybe two snaps here.
So the Bulldogs will get set here as they will start with the football here at the 27. Chase Carter still the quarterback here at the offensive controls here with 40 seconds left for the Bulldogs. Man in motion here as the Bulldogs will give it off to Jake Price, running hard around the edge.
JP.
He's got the first down and knocked out of bounds out at the 45.
Look at JP with a nice carry there. Guy's a workhorse in practice and physical back with deceptive speed as nice handoff there inside, bounces it back outside. Great blocking up front by the big fellas.
So out to the 45, the Bulldogs have been able to increase the lead here at the end of the third. The score, 58-14, Ferris State leads it heading to the fourth quarter of action. We'll be back with the final period after this 60-second break right here on the Bulldog Sports Network, Sunny 97.3 and ESPN+.
This is the end of the third quarter.
Fans, you know more than 50,000 student athletes compete in NCAA championships at more than 800 sites across the country each year. Share the experience and excitement of another NCAA championship coming to a city near you. To witness the top teams in the nation compete for the national championship, visit ncaa.com/tickets and make a date with champions.
And welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you right here on the Bulldog Sports Network. ESPN Plus and Sunny 97.3. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Chase Carter going to roll it out. Complete. Oh, it was in and out of the hands of his receiver over there on that far sideline. It was intended for Lee right at midfield, but incomplete.
Bulldogs with 499 yards of total offense through three quarters, 343 yards on the ground. Very impressive, 156 through the air. Kind of what we thought was going to happen as injured player.
That is Tyrone Weber up with a limp. Looks like he's going to be all right here as he comes off the field. Dane Arnett will have to come back on here for the Bulldogs at left tackle here with 14:55 to go in the ball game.
Does look like he's going to be okay right there. Just probably something he'll have to shake off here. Never like to see that sports medicine tent too crowded, and it hasn't been so far in this game.
Bulldogs have played nearly everyone in uniform on the 58-man roster here today, with the exception maybe of a couple guys have went down the depth chart here this afternoon. Dakari Neely and Tarek Bauer on as the outside receivers. Kevin Sims, the slot, in motion. The Bulldogs fake the give. Going to be Carter, the keeper, just running to the sideline as he gains about 1 yard. It'll be 3rd and long coming up, though, for the Bulldogs.
Not a bad play right there. Certainly don't want to take any risk throwing it, and Chase just runs out of bounds, stays safe there. Northwood actually did a pretty good job defending this right here. Had a guy on Chase Carter running him out of bounds, and Chase surrenders there for a 1 yard gain.
I mentioned those offensive numbers for Ferris State, right on pace, averaging right at 512 yards of total offense on the season. Already above their scoring average with 58 points here, leading the nation in both categories. Jeremiah Lee in motion, Chase back to throw. On 3rd down for the Bulldogs, into Northwood territory, was looking for Lee and incomplete, as could not make the connection right there at the Northwood 35.
Yeah, he was getting a little bit of pressure right there as he was trying to find Jeremiah Lee. Pocket started to collapse there a little bit as he was trying to let that play develop. It looks like a nice rush inside move off the near side line for Northwood, able to get some pressure on Chase, maybe force him to deliver that ball in a way that he didn't want.
So 4th down coming up. The Bulldogs will have to punt the football away as Menix will await the return here for Northwood back at his own 15. Both Middleton and Mumfield on to punt this football here for the Bulldogs. 4th quarter of football here in the NCAA Division II playoffs. It's blocked. That ball short here, and the Bulldogs are going to let it roll. And going to be touched down here at the Northwood 44. So they'll have good field position as the Bulldogs had that one kind of blocked here and able to at least get some positive yardage moving forward out of it.
I think they might have caught the Bulldogs off guard there a little bit because they came with an all-out block right there and got just a piece of that ball off the foot of Middleton.
So out will come Northwood as the Bulldog defense comes back on here with 14:06 to go in the ball game. A 58-14 lead here in round 1 of the Division II playoffs. Northwood off the short side as the motion Brown out to the wide side. Seeley looking to throw. The pocket collapses as they try to set up the screen. He rolls right side. And that one was caught here at the Ferris State 43. Big catch made here by Northwood.
Boy, Seeley running for his life there. A bunch of black shirts after him there. He's able to make that throw on the run. Great catch.
So Lake Booz on the reception here for Northwood. 1st down and 10 for the Timberwolves at the 42. As Ralph Carter was in pursuit for Ferris State on that defensive front. Seeley again, design run off the right side. Trying to get to the sideline and gets a few yards here on the short side.
Yeah, Northwood's just really having a tough time handling this Bulldog pressure up front from this defensive line. Even as the Bulldogs have rotated guys in, it's been a challenge for Northwood to really protect and to run the ball. You can see the Bulldogs again, Ralph Carter coming off the edge and putting some pressure, and Seeley running.
Call it 2nd down here for the Timberwolves. 2nd and about 7 here for Northwood as they have it at the Ferris State 39, trailing 58-14. Lights on now here at Top Tigard Field this afternoon. Seeley in the gun with Brown to his left. Drops back, pressure coming, the house coming. Marquis Jones chases him from the pocket. Seeley with the short throw, flags thrown. And it'll be a 1st down, but we got flags being thrown here, and we'll have to wait and see what the outcome is.
This might be, well, who knows? I won't speculate, but some big linemen downfield. Or holding, we'll take that too. So it end up with a holding penalty there. You can tell that, again, that the Bulldog pass rush, again, the Seeley right there feeling the pressure coming right up the middle there as Jones able to get some pressure, and then he's being chased by Ryan Ahern, and the hold frees up the receiver.
So back all the way to the 49-yard line. It'll be 2nd and long here, 2nd and about 17 here for Northwood. Off the right side here with 12:53 to go in the ball game. Ferris State lining up with 4 again right at the line of scrimmage. 4-2 look for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers to the wide side for Northwood with 1 to the short side. Seeley in the gun, fakes the give, back to throw, has time, delivers the ball downfield. And we got a flag thrown at the back end here. It was incomplete, but probably against one of the defensive backs here for the Bulldogs.
Holding or pass interference, take your pick right there. Oh, they're going to call pass interference.
defense, number 23. 15
So it was called against Rigby, I believe. Trey Rigby back there at the other end for Ferris State. So this will give Northwood some positive momentum here and some yardage moving up the field.
A little bit of a tug of that right arm there on the way downfield.
Northwood and Ferris State, first ever playoff matchup between these two teams. The Bulldogs looking for their 9th straight win over Northwood here in the all-time series, all under head coach Tony Anise, who has lost just once to Northwood in his first season here at the Bulldog helm. Seeley off the right side, ran out of bounds here by the Bulldogs at the 30. Able to pick up 4 yards here on the carry to the right side.
Northwood just trying to see if they can find ways to just negate this Bulldog pass rush right there. And some of it is just quarterback runs right there, quarterback draws to try to offset that pass rush a little bit, slow them up, and then try to see if you can do something in the passing game.
Bulldogs have that second unit or third unit in there up front on that defensive front here as Lamakusa lines up as the end on one side, Ralph Carter on the other side. Seeley has time this time and thrown short. Pretty good coverage by the Bulldogs. Ryan Ahern on coverage at the back end.
Yeah, that was pretty much triple covered right there. Ryan Ahern, as you mentioned, coming up the backside. That was beyond tough in terms of trying to thread the needle right there. Bulldogs had that well covered.
3rd and 6 coming up here. Minnesota State leading Findlay by a score of 37-14 in the 4th quarter. And Ashland all over Minnesota Duluth, a 30-7 ball game with 10:28 to go in Ashland, Ohio.
I don't think anybody had that score.
That'll be the next opponent for the Bulldogs if this one stands here. And that one broken up on the sideline. Good job defensively by the Bulldogs over there on that far edge. Adonis Ferguson, the Bulldog freshman, making the play for Ferris State to set up 4th down.
Good to see this young guy, Adonis Ferguson, as he sees that coverage, and nice job of recovering right there, getting that right hand in, tipping that ball away.
So 4th down and call it about 6 yards to go here for Northwood. The Bulldog defense trying to keep this at 14 on the scoreboard here in the second half. And Seeley flush from the pocket, delivers the ball upfield, and the catch on the sideline. They're going to call it a catch here at the 15-yard line. So 1st down here for Northwood.
So he did with a dot those toes as Bulldogs come with a little bit of pressure. And Makusa flushing him out of the pocket. Seeley, let's see, throws it on the sideline there. Hard to see there, but Coach Denise might want to look at this.
11:43 to go. We got a timeout on the field here.
Let's take a looking at this replay again. They're going to slow motion it here. Let's see. He's got the foot down. He's dragging the left foot. I don't think that's not a catch. That's not a catch. His feet are off the ground. I don't think that's a catch.
The officials will head over to the tent on the far side. They are looking at different angles than our TV broadcast here today with some of the changes that have been made here with replay. 3 angles on it, but a little bit different than that angle we just saw here on the ESPN broadcast.
I don't think the angle's going to matter right here. The coach is in the booth right here, and Coach Caserta over there, a couple of booths down from us, he had some success with a overturned play in the Davenport game last week.
So they will take a look at it over the replay tent in the northeast corner of the end zone.
So you see when you look at his feet, when he actually catches it, his feet are off the ground. See, right there, ball's in the air, he catches it, both feet appear to be off the ground.
So that's a big call here for Northwood as they try to keep this drive going here against the Bulldogs with 11:43 to go in the ball game. We mentioned Minnesota State leading Findlay, Minnesota Duluth trailing Ashland. The other game here in Super Region 3, Indianapolis with a 20-0 lead at 30-0 lead at halftime over Truman State. Harding in front of Northwest Missouri State at halftime, 24-10. Pittsburgh State a 14-3 lead over Chadron State. And some games that will get started later on. West Florida leading over North Greenville, 15-7.
The Bulldogs are sending their defense back out.
So Ferris State waiting the outcome of this call. Valdosta State a 30-28 lead over Albany State in Super Region 2 with 1:04 to go in the 3rd quarter.
So we'll see. Bulldogs waiting now, but got a defensive unit prepared to go back out on the field.
So Ferris State, of course, with a win here today, will move on to host Ashland next Saturday. It'll be a 1 o'clock kick again right here at Top Tigard Field with a chance to move on to the Super Region 3 championship game the following week. If the Bulldogs can continue to win, that would be right here in Big Rapids as well. So we could be hosting some playoff football, especially with the way this team has played here for most of the day.
Yeah, we'll see. Now the offense getting ready to come back out. I think the
ruling on the field was overturned. You see it was all about prior to completing the catch.
Yeah. And it was overturned as the Bulldogs will win the call, and out will come the Ferris State offense. I think the coach is pretty confident. They saw enough here to know that they had a chance to win the call.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Caserta and the staff in the booth, a couple down from us, and he had a good look at it. And we saw that first replay, and my first thought was, first of all, great job catching the football, but he had 2 feet off the ground and did not get a proper catch. So good call by the Bulldogs to review.
So out will come the Ferris State offense as the Bulldogs will get lined up here and see what the Bulldogs elect to do here. We mentioned Wyatt Bauer has not played here today. He is in uniform, but probably not going to use him right here. It looks like LaShawn Mumfield, I believe, going to move to quarterback here for Ferris State.
Saw Wyatt throwing some passes on the sideline, but no sense in bringing him in right now. His Bulldogs with the handoff there, and they move the pile forward.
Jake Price going to pick up some good yardage here out to the 34 here for the Bulldogs as they try to keep that clock moving, a 58-14 lead here, and hopefully able to use this fourth quarter to work some guys here into the contest this afternoon.
The best thing you could do right now is to possess that ball, keep running this football, keep running that clock.
Second down here for the Bulldogs and 5 yards to go from the 34 as Ferris State taking its time here in no hurry right now with still 12 left on the play clock here for Ferris State.
Looks like some of the coaches in the booth headed down to the field.
They're getting down there a little bit early, perhaps, at least getting dressed and getting ready to go down there here as the Bulldogs sensing victory right here and a big first down here for the Bulldogs on the give straight ahead.
Yeah, great running there by Price. Good inside running there. As you can see, look at this push by the offensive line right there, and then the hole right there. Not much of a hole there, but somehow Jake Price got through it.
Jake Price running hard. Of course, one of the true running backs the Bulldogs have right now. They lost Zach Ahern, of course, to injury in the middle of the year and have kind of been doing it by committee, but Price, a guy that's very capable here for Ferris State.
Yeah, he's a true running back. We've seen the Bulldogs use Tariq Brett back there. We've seen him use Brady Rose and obviously Carson Gulker.
High snap pulled down. It'll be Mumfield on the keeper here for Ferris State, trying to spin away from the defense and gets a good 3 yards here on the carry for first down.
Good work. LeSean Mumfield, one of those guys, works really hard for the Bulldogs. Rob, we've seen LeSean in special teams be a factor in special teams. We saw him with a punt earlier, and we've seen him in coverage on special teams too.
Of course, you see these guys coming out here. You wonder how capable they are. We see these guys every day in practice running a lot of the same repetitions as the guys that are starting the game and getting as many snaps, if not more.
There's no question. I mean, they're getting a lot of work here as Coach Anise going to use all that time on the clock before snapping.
Ferris State second and call it about 7 yards to go here. Inside of 10 minutes left in the ball game. The Bulldogs will give it off to Price again. Good little cut here. Price has a huge hole. He's got a chance all the way down inside the Northwood 20 to the 15.
Jake Price exploding through the hole there as he gets deep downfield before they finally wrestle him down. Northwood players slow getting up.
Jake Price saying this is my time, and he makes a big play for the Bulldogs on the give straight ahead. Credit that offensive line for the big holes they opened up right there.
Yeah, Northwood had a chance at the line of scrimmage, could not bring him down as Jake Price was kind of sniffing that end zone before they finally brought him down.
Good drive being put together by the Bulldogs here, and you look out there, no starters out there right now here on this series for Ferris State, as the Bulldogs have not missed a beat here with this unit out there here on this offensive series.
So you line up with a tight end and just keep running that ball.
Bulldogs will give it off to Price again. This time Northwood doing a better job. They stand him up right at the line, maybe a 1 yard gain.
I'll throw him back there a little bit. LeSean Mumfield tried to come in and give him a little push from behind, but they had already stopped the play.
So Ferris State right now in control here against Northwood out of the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. They went 7-2 in the GMAC this year. couple close losses, one of them being to Ashland, which could be the potential next opponent here for the Bulldogs next week at the D2 playoffs.
And certainly this Northwood team, Rob, they had a very impressive win early in the season in the Axe Bowl over Saginaw Valley. Saginaw Valley was playing, I think, much better football by the end of the season, but they've had some good wins this season.
Of course, the Bulldogs had to survive to beat Saginaw Valley in double overtime a couple weeks ago. It'll be Price on the sweep, left side, trying to turn upfield, makes a good cut. Gets it down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line here. This will set up 3rd and short coming up here for the Bulldogs inside the 10.
He made a nice cut back there, just kind of slicing his way through a pretty narrow hole right there. As Bulldogs, again, do such a good job of blocking downfield. Look at that cut back there.
So Ferris State now inside the 10. It'll be 3rd and call it about 5. 4.5, 5 yards here for the Bulldogs. Mumfield with Price lined up out wide to the right. Power look to the right side. Here is LaShawn, going to keep it himself right up the middle. Spinning away from the defense. Touchdown Bulldogs!
Well, unbelievable spin move there at the end of that play. And LaShawn Mumfield, you know, you got to feel good for a guy like LaShawn Mumfield, Rob, because we see him and he works so hard every day in practice, and he's in a quarterback room with some incredible players here. Watching the replay on Ferris television, look at that spin move right there. You can't do much about that.
Spun right away and able to keep his footing and get into the end zone here as the Bulldogs will line up for the point after, leading it 64-14 here with 7:14 to go in the ball game. As the hold is down, extra point is on the way. And this one is up and good, 65-14. The Bulldogs, from start to finish so far, have rolled here in this first-round playoff matchup.
I mean, it's really been all Bulldogs since it was, 14-7. Northwood responded after the Bulldogs went up 14-0. Since then, it's been all Ferris State. They have just absolutely dominated this game since being up 14-7.
Of course, we expected a hard-fought game coming into this one. I think there were a lot of Bulldog fans maybe a little nervous about Northwood with the way they've played over the course of the year, but certainly this team has been able to come out with a focused attitude here from the beginning and have quickly put the Timberwolves at bay.
Yeah, I think, Coach Anise on Wednesday was asked about slow starts, and obviously we've not seen that here today. And he talked about, basically being locked in, being focused right from the start. And I think that's what we've seen from this Bulldog team. They have come in all business. This has been a bit, not even a trip because you're at home, but this has been a business day for Ferris State to come in here, and they have really taken care of business.
Of course, he also referenced the fact that you play some of these GLIAC teams, they know each other so well. His last 2 ball games against guys that have been on his staff, and it's nice to play a new opponent here once in a while, guys that aren't scouting you every week of the season.
Yeah, you play these teams that are have seen you so much. Bulldog women's basketball team up 71-60 with 1:14 to go against Illinois Springfield down in Illinois.
Ferris State will kick it off. Here is Middleton's kick, a little bit shorter here.
Good catch.
Going to be caught here at the 24, and that's where Northwood will come out here to start this series. The Bulldogs have, kind of like last week, pitched a second-half shutout. We'll see if they can keep it that way here on the scoreboard.
Well, they are certainly playing for that right now. This defense, they do not want to give any ground here coming down the stretch.
Of course, we look at the defense. Earlier in the year, had 3 straight shutouts here for Ferris State, but have given up some points as of late. You still look at it, though, and they're still in the top 12 in total defense and in scoring defense in the country. So the Bulldog defense will line up here is Seeley in the gun with a man behind him here in the offensive backfield. Actually, they went back to Hamby this time. They'll give it off straight ahead, and hard fought right at the line of scrimmage, and he fights for a couple extra yards. That was Hill again on the carry over on the right side. So a short gain here. It'll be second and call it about 8 yards to go here for Northwood.
Bulldog defense so tough in the middle there. It's big Sio Saipaia holding his ground there in the middle.
So call it 2nd and 8 here, as Northwood right now pretty content just to kind of run some clock as well here against Ferris State, trailing 65-14 here in the ball game. Second and call it 8 yards to go. Here is Hill will shift over to the right side of Hamby. Tight end will move to the right side of the formation against the 4-man front here for the Bulldogs. Hamby fakes the give, rolls out, throws complete to the tight end, and a first down here for Northwood. Out across the 35 to the 36-yard line as the catch was made over there on that far side by Ryder Zajac, the tight end.
Good to see Davier Jones came back a little bit ago from injury right there, in on that play.
Ferris State taking on a Northwood team. A lot of respect for Northwood University between the two sides, and some first-class people there, from Jeff Curtis, the athletic director, to Travis McCurdy, the SID, guys that we've known very well for a long time.
Class guys, for sure.
He'll carry down, fumble the football, but they're going to call him down here at the 39 after a short gain.
Yeah, Landman Kusa trying to strip that one out, but they call him down by contact. Because the Bulldogs, Ryan Ahern jumped in there to recover it.
So second down coming up here with 5:30 left in this contest.
He was definitely down.
Bulldog offense playing at an extremely high level once again here this afternoon. The defense has done its part as well here today for the Bulldogs. Call it 2nd and 8 here off the right side hash. Hamby in the gun. Two receivers back to the left side, looking to throw left side and able to hook up again to the tight end, but no gain here. Good coverage here on the flat by Ryan Ahern, the Rockford linebacker, able to make the stop.
Yeah, getting him back has been a huge bonus for this Bulldog defense there. And you know, Coach Grant Caserta, who does his work with the linebackers, loves seeing this guy back in the lineup.
Of course, next year the Bulldogs are potentially going to have 3 Aherns here on the football team, all from Rockford, as Ferris State continues to recruit that Rockford area hard. Hamby back to throw, pressure coming, looking downfield, and the throw a little bit high and almost intercepted by Jones at the back end.
Jones got that big club on his right hand, and I still don't doubt his ability to maybe come away with an interception.
It looks like 4th down coming up, and Northwood's going to punt the football away here with 4:30 to go in the ball game. Hamby stepped into that throw here as we see the replay. A little bit high. Rigby was on coverage for Ferris State. As the Bulldogs will run a man off the field, and Northwood will get ready to punt this football back to Ferris State. Brady Rose back to receive here at his own 22 here for the Bulldogs. This punt here high in the air. This is a good one.
Great punt.
Rose will field it back at the 9 here for Ferris State and just going to run to the sideline. He's like, I want to stay healthy enough to play another week.
It's like, I'm not taking any unnecessary risks right there. When he weighs his risk management, he says, you know what, let's move on. Just about 4:24 left in this game, and no need to try to be a hero.
So the Bulldogs will come out here as the offensive unit will start back at its own end here with 4:24 to play, and we'll see if they can milk this one away here and put together a drive here to run some time here with a 65-14 lead. So Mumfield will stay at quarterback here as the Bulldogs will start back at their own 15 or 16 yard line. As the Bulldogs will give it off to Price again here, able to find a big hole and somehow stayed on his feet and gets it all the way out to the 29.
Well, he is a tough physical runner, and he wanted more right there as he comes up smacking the turf there a little bit, wanting more.
So the Bulldogs able to get it to the 29. It'll be 1st down and 10 here for Ferris State with 4 minutes left here in this contest. Round 1 of playoff action. Bulldogs will be at home next Saturday, potentially hosting the Ashland Eagles in round 2 at 1 o'clock right here at Top Tiger Field. And we encourage fans to stay in tune to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. The Eagles, with 5 minutes left, still leading Minnesota Duluth by a score of 30-7. Mumfield in the gun will send Kevin Sims in motion. Price to his right. The Bulldogs will fake the give. They'll keep it in the hands of LaShawn. And short gain here as he gets it to the 32. As that'll keep the clock rolling here for Coach Anise and the Bulldogs.
So Bulldogs don't mind that clock rolling. That's always a good thing for Ferris State here as the Bulldogs fake the give and pushes it right up the middle. Good tackle there is not letting LaShawn Mumfield really get going there with those legs, but LaShawn's like, hey, I want to protect that football. That's the biggest priority.
So Ferris State here will line back up as the Bulldogs will stand over the football. DeVries at center has done the bulk of the snaps here for Ferris State today after Wyndham left the game here early. Mumfield in the gun here on 2nd down. Man in motion, high snap, but LaShawn able to grab it. Now trying to put some jukes on. He's going to lose some yardage here back to the 26. Could have been a big disastrous play right there for the Bulldogs, but it was able to hold on to the football.
And that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. Just hang on to that football.
We're running it down to the 2-minute timeout here at Top Tiger Field. A 65-14 lead here for Ferris State in the first ever playoff matchup between these two teams. The Bulldogs hoping to continue another magical playoff run here in the Division II playoffs.
Bulldogs trying to finish this one off here as they hope that this is just the start of what's going to be a big run in the playoffs this year.
Back here, it's going to be Mumfield on the keeper here, avoids a couple men, and Mumfield's going to be stopped here at the 32, well short of the first down. Here it'll be fourth down, I believe, coming up, but first we hit the final 2-minute timeout. It's Ferris State leading Northwood 65-14 right here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Of course, live coverage today on Sunny 97.3 and on ESPN+. Again, great work by our Ferris State Television and digital media production team. We'll have the Johnson Automotive post-game show on your radio dial, the Preferred Office Machines post-game show once this one is all said and done. As we wrap up our TV coverage, of course, Bulldog hockey on TV tonight as well, so a busy day here in Bulldog Athletics.
It is a busy day as volleyball going, and soon will be hockey, but the big news so far today is the Bulldogs are punching their ticket to the next round of the NCAA playoffs.
Ferris State going to move on here in Super Region 3 as the #1 seed. First they'll have to punt the football away here as the Bulldogs facing fourth and about 6 yards to go. Going to give it back to Northwood here with 2 minutes left in the ball game as the special teams unit will get set here for the Bulldogs. Mumfield and Middleton will be the two punters here in the formation here for Ferris State. It'll be Mitch this time as they came with some pressure, a bouncing kick here, and the end result going to be pretty good as Sam Wahlberg is the first man down there, the snapper for Ferris State to down it here at the 27-yard line at the other end, and Northwood will have one final opportunity here with 1:54 to go in the ball game.
So Northwood going to see a pretty special season in its program's history get ready to come to an end, but it has been a special season. I know it's going to be tough for them to take this loss, but a lot of things moving in the right direction for this Northwood program.
Gotta love the way coaches kind of turned that Northwood program around, has them back in the playoffs for the first time since 2006, and a lot of respect for what they've been able to accomplish this year. Had a great run in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. They've been playing playoff-type football for the last few weeks.
They really have, and they have a lot to feel good about. I know it's going to hurt right now in the interim, but a lot for them to feel good about.
On a positive note for Northwood, it's going to be a short bus ride home. Won't have to sit around on the bus and think about it a whole long time. One of the shorter road trips, probably, if not one of the shortest road trips here in the Division II playoffs this year.
It certainly was one of our shortest road trips back in the old GLIAC days.
Of course, Northwood now a member of the GMAC. Is the Bulldogs probably going to face another GMAC opponent next week as well here in round number 2. So be sure to join us again next week right here on ESPN Plus and the Bulldog Sports Network. Give here back left side, and a nice little cut here for a first down as the Timberwolves will move the chains. That ball carried by Brown here to the 43-yard line. That'll stop the clock here with 1:43 to go. Mentioned the officiating crew out of the Northern Sun. Got to give credit to them as well. Kind of like the two teams advancing to the playoffs. You got to be pretty good officiating crew to move on as well here in college football.
Yeah, they don't hand that out unearned. You got to work your way into the playoffs, and they've done a solid job administering this game. Been very evenly called.
4-2 look here for the Bulldogs as Trent Hill will get it on the handoff. Draw play back to the right side. He'll get it to the 45. That clock continuing to move as we approach the 1-minute mark to go here in this playoff game. Bulldog volleyball going to get started here in about 18 minutes in the GLIAC semifinals against Grand Valley State, just across campus at Bulldog Arena. Bulldog hockey tonight, 7:07 p.m. puck drop. Brody Kaiser and Brandon Worth will have the coverage of that game on Midcoast Sports. And, of course, here on the Bulldog Sports Network, second and call it 7, inside of a minute left. Another snap or two here for Northwood, pending on how they elect to play it. They'll just keep it on the ground and give it straight up the gut. This one into Bulldog territory to the Ferris State 49. They do not have to snap the ball again. We'll see if they elect to do so. As we're at 30 seconds remaining here in this playoff game. Going to be a tough ending here for Northwood, but what a performance here today by Ferris State in the NCAA Division II football playoffs. The Bulldogs are going to move on. A 65-14 win over the Northwood Timberwolves. moving to 12-0 on the year in a dominant performance here in playoff action.
Yeah, just a great job here by these Bulldogs, and give Northwood credit. They came in, they fought hard, and they had a great season, nothing to hang their heads about. They got Northwood back into the playoffs, and that's certainly a big step in their direction, and they're looking to contend in the GMAC in the years to come.
Ferris State will host a second-round game coming up next Saturday right here at Top Taggart Field at 1 o'clock. Looks like Ashland will be the opponent, leading Minnesota Duluth 32-7 with about 2:26 to go in that ball game. But the Bulldogs got off to an electric start here today, jumped out to an early 14-0 lead, and put it on cruise control here as they win it 65-14, the final score. The offense roll up the points, roll up the yardage. The defense did its part, pitching a second-half shutout as well here in this victory.
Yeah, it's just a great job by the Bulldogs in all phases there. And, especially offensively, they were just basically unstoppable for a majority of the game. And then defensively, they really were able to bear down when they had to, and limited them to, remember, it was a 14-7 game that Ferris State was up, and it ends up a final score of 65-14. So obviously the Bulldogs dominated the balance of the game from there on out.
Ferris State, big win here in the Division II playoffs, a nation-leading 11th consecutive trip here to the D2 playoffs, and Ferris State once again moving on to Thanksgiving weekend, round 2, as the Bulldogs have been able to do that, I think, each and every year with the exception of 2023 when they fell to Grand Valley State in that first round. It's been Thanksgiving football every year since, and the Bulldogs have certainly done their part here in bringing playoff football here to Ferris State in the Big Rapids campus.
The tradition of Thanksgiving football continues for the Bulldogs, and you just got to feel really excited about what this program continues to accomplish and the level, the expectation of this program. And they expect greatness, and they play toward that greatness. And so really just outstanding to see the Bulldogs continue to play to that high standard.
588 yards of total offense here for the Bulldogs. The defense, of course, got the pick 6. They forced a couple other turnovers as head coach Tony Anise down on the field conversing with his guys. They'll enjoy it here tonight, but we'll see them in there tomorrow, right back to work here as they get ready for round number 2.
Tonight. I mean, they're going to be in there tonight, but you're right. They're going to be in there first thing in the morning. You mentioned 588 yards, Rob. I think almost as impressive. They hold Northwood to 261 yards of offense, total offense in this contest. And so Bulldogs really got it done on both sides of the football.
We said coming in, the Bulldogs probably going to use a lot of the ground game. Well, they run for 432 yards on 58 carries here today, led by Chase Carter, and what a job he's done here at quarterback. The last 3 ball games, 15 carries for 152 yards and 2 scores. Carson Golker, 15 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. Carter also 11 of 21 in the air for 133 yards and 2 scores here for the Bulldogs. Just an impressive performance here on both sides of the football.
Yeah, I mean, when you look down that rushing line and you see 152 yards for Chase Carter, 100 yards for Carson Golker, 89 for Jake Price, 68 for Brady Rose. I mean, that's what you really, really love to see, really controlling the line of scrimmage, running the ball with authority, and, boy, you just got to love what you saw from these Bulldogs.
Ferris State gets the win here. The Bulldogs now 12-0 on the year as head coach Tony Anise and Ferris State will be back on the field right here at Top Taggart Field next Saturday, round 2 of the Division II playoffs, with kickoff probably set for 1 o'clock against the Ashland Eagles. And it's win or go home time, and the Bulldogs got the win here today over Northwood University.
Well, in the case of the Bulldogs, it's going to be win and stay at home, because the Bulldogs will have a chance to host the Ashland Eagles next week. And that's going to be exciting. That's going to be the renewal of another old GLIAC rivalry that the Bulldogs had with the Eagles, and a rivalry that actually continued a little bit in recent years as they had some non-conference games. And so it's going to be renewing another rivalry next week.
That'll do it for our coverage right here on ESPN+. Big thanks to our television and digital media production crew for their efforts in making this broadcast possible. Of course, we'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show on your radio dial and on the Bulldog Sports Network, along with Sunny 97.3 here shortly, as the Bulldogs get the win today over the Northwood Timberwolves. Final score 65-14 here in the D2 playoffs. Ferris State is moving on. For my partner Sandy Golston, Rob Bentley with you. Have a great night, everyone. For those tuning in on ESPN+, we'll be back after this 2-minute break with the Preferred Office Machines post-game show on Sunny 97.3.